Chapter 1 Suhang Tangjia. Today is the birthday banquet of the Tang family's old master, and all the prominent families of Suhang have gathered. A handsome young man with sharp sword-like eyebrows suddenly trembled. A sentence popped out of his mouth. After quickly adapting to the memories in his mind, Tang Yu felt a little broken inside. He was an avid fan of online literature. He had read hundreds, maybe thousands, of urban power fantasy novels. Then, not long ago, he suddenly got bound to a villain system. This damn system required him to play the villain in various cliché novels. For every major plot point he survived, he would earn a reward. If he made it to the finale, he could return to the real world wealthy and rewarded. But every story had a hellish start. Take the 8th book as an example. He played the security guard who tried to block the protagonist from entering the company. As everyone knows, in urban wish fulfillment novels, security guards and bodyguards are high-risk jobs. He ended up getting punched through a glass wall by the protagonist Long Shui. The previous round was even more absurd. The protagonist of that book was Beishuan Tianzun, a cultivator, who failed his tribulation and was reborn into the city. A guy who could deflect missiles with his bare hands. Tang Yu didn't even get to speak before he was slapped to death. If the system is the master, I'm the sacrificial pawn, Tang Yu thought bitterly. System, what book is this? He asked in his heart. This is God of War, Dragon King and the Flower Capital. Current progress, Chapter 57. The system replied coldly. Tang Yu's heart sank. He remembered this plot. Another common power fantasy. The protagonist, Ye Chen, came from a powerful Yanjing family that was wiped out when he was 5. He was taken abroad by an old man and became the world's top assassin. He even founded the world's #1 mercenary group, Dragon Soul. His nickname, Dragon King. He had first-class medical skills and had now returned to China under a new identity to investigate the destruction of his family, while also seducing dozens of women and building a massive harem. Eventually, he'd rise to the top of the world. And Tang Yu? He was the eldest young master of the Tang family, one of the 4 great families of Suzhou and Hangzhou, worth trillions. By all accounts, a dream role. But no matter how noble the villain, he was just a stepping stone. It's Chapter 57. Wait, no way, am I dying again? Tang Yu paled as the memory came rushing back. According to the plot, today at the birthday banquet, he would get engaged to the female lead, Su Muyue. The Su family was also one of the 4 major families, though ranked last. Tang Yu had been her loyal lapdog for 3 years, pouring family resources into helping her, only to be coldly ignored. Eventually, the elders of the Tang family, tired of his humiliation, arranged for a marriage to save face. Ye Chen the Dragon King would crash the banquet, steal Su Muyue away, and kick Tang Yu into a vegetative state. He would die not long after. This is insane, Tang Yu cursed inwardly. This villain role was idiotic. A Yale graduate, handsome, worth trillions. And he simped for a woman who treated him like dirt for 3 years? If it were a rich man worth millions, he'd be driving a Cadillac and living it up already. Nope, I'm changing the script. Tang Yu scanned the banquet hall. Dozens of powerful guests were in attendance. Then, his gaze locked on a quiet young man in the corner holding a glass of red wine. It was Ye Chen, currently disguised as Su Muyue's bodyguard. A classic trope. No way I'm getting engaged. As soon as that thought crossed his mind, a beautiful girl in a blue dress approached. She was elegant, stunning, and cold as ice. She looked at Tang Yu with thinly veiled disgust. It was Su Muyue. She stood before him and said indifferently, Tang Xiao, please stop bothering me. I won't agree to this marriage. Tang Yu had already decided, and her words were music to his ears. He nodded. I agree. His response came so easily that Su Muyue was momentarily stunned. She stared at him wide-eyed, not sure if she heard right. And then in her ears came a voice, Thank the heavens. Bless your ancestors for 18 generations. You rejecting this marriage is the best thing that ever happened to me. Now go run off with Ye Chen. His harem's missing a few members anyway. Su Muyue's brow furrowed. She looked around sharply. Who said that? The voice sounded like Tang Yu, but he hadn't opened his mouth. Well, didn't you want to dissolve the engagement? Let's go talk to the elders. Tang Yu gave her a calm smile. Without the engagement, Ye Chen had no reason to target him, right? All he had to do was not provoke the protagonist and live happily ever after. All right, Su Muyue nodded. The two of them headed to the elders. Tang Yu stayed cool on the outside, but inside, he was thrilled. Yes. Cancel the engagement with this dumb woman, and Ye Chen won't mess with me. I'm living till the finale, baby. Still, what a waste. She's the #1 beauty in Suhang, and yet she's doomed to join Ye Chen's harem. Her whole family, too. God, this story is brain dead. The moment she heard that voice again, Su Muyue was sure. It was coming from Tang Yu. They were alone in the hallway now. No one else could have said it. She wasn't just beautiful, she was smart. And she quickly pieced things together. Her expression turned dark. Ye Chen. He was the bodyguard she had hired after he saved her from some thugs. She thought he was decent, so she brought him into the Su family to repay the favor. He had helped her with a lot of things since, and they became friends. But now, to end up as a member of his harem? To drag her entire family into ruin? No, that didn't sit right with her. She was the proud daughter of the Su family. She refused to be a side piece in anyone's harem, especially not a mere bodyguard's. Chapter 02. Soon, the two of them walked into a study. Inside, the elders of both the Tang and Su families were chatting leisurely about the engagement. When Tang Yu and Muyue entered, they greeted the elders one by one. Tang Yu, you're just in time. I have something to discuss with you, said a middle-aged man with a square, authoritative face. It was Tang Yu's father, Tang Cheng. I was just talking with your Uncle Su. We all think you and Muyue are well matched. So we've decided to go ahead and settle your engagement. What do you think? I don't think it's appropriate, Tang Yu answered without hesitation. The room fell into an awkward silence. Everyone looked at each other with strange expressions. Inappropriate? Who in Suhang doesn't know you've chased this girl for 3 whole years? Tang Yu coughed lightly, trying to recover. Elders, as the saying goes, forced melons aren't sweet. I've done some reflecting recently and realized Muyue and I may not be suitable after all. Marriage is a lifelong commitment. It's better to let us decide for ourselves. Still, thank you all for your concern. As he finished, Tang Yu felt a wave of relief. Finally. I'm not going to die this time. The elders of both families were dumbfounded. Just then, Su Muyue's father, Su Chongshan, leaned forward. Xiao Yu, Uncle understands. Did this girl, Muyue, pressure you into saying this? Don't worry, I'll take care of it. Tang Yu froze. Uncle, do you want me to die? No, Uncle Su, I really... No need to explain. Uncle understands, Su Chongshan interrupted with a wave of his hand. Then he turned to his daughter and barked, Muyue, you tell me, how has Xiao Yu treated you these past few years? He's cared for you in every possible way. Remember when you were hospitalized? He practically lived there to take care of you. Look at his looks and his character. How is he not good enough for you? And now you're making him back off? You're really testing me, girl. Su Muyue was dumbfounded. What do you mean I made him say that? This guy is thrilled. Why aren't you speaking up? Say something. Argue with your dad. If this falls through, we can both go our separate ways, and I can go find 10 or 8 sisters to enjoy myself with. If you don't speak up, I'm doomed. Don't you want to elope with your Dragon King Ye Chen? Tang Yu shot her a desperate look, eyebrows raised in exaggerated signals. Su Muyue's expression darkened. Ye Chen? This bastard thinks I'm going to elope with my bodyguard? And what was that about 10 or 8 sisters? After chasing her for 3 years, he flips the switch and now he's done. Her anger ignited. Dad! I didn't force him to say anything. I support the engagement. The room fell silent. Su Chongshan blinked. You're not lying? No, Muyue replied, shaking her head. A blush crept up her cheeks. She bit her lip. He really has been good to me. I was touched. I just think, maybe we can start by dating first? Of course. Step by step, no need to rush. Su Chongshan's scowl melted into a smile. So it wasn't his daughter who opposed the engagement. It was Xiao Yu, worrying he wasn't good enough. What a considerate future son-in-law. The rest of the elders nodded approvingly. Tang Yu's fake smile looked more like he was in physical pain. He stepped toward Su Muyue, face twitching, and forced out a grin uglier than crying. Muyue, you don't have to force yourself. Su Muyue bit her lip again and whispered, but I want to try dating. Xiao Yu, Muyue might be a bit cold and awkward sometimes, but don't take it the wrong way. Girls are shy by nature, Su Chongshan said warmly, patting his shoulder. Tang Yu's face darkened. Meanwhile, inside Su Muyue's ears, the complaints were raging again. You've lost your mind, haven't you? We had a deal. Who the hell wants to date you? You're supposed to follow the script. You're supposed to get kicked by Ye Chen into a coma. Please, for the love of the plot, snap out of it. But hearing that inner tantrum only made Su Muyue's eyes sparkle with laughter. She was finding this version of Tang Yu oddly amusing, much better than the simpering doormat he used to be. All right, since the two of you are on the same page, we won't interfere anymore. old Master Tang declared with a smile. Let's go out and announce the engagement. Everyone left the study with joy on their faces. Tang Yu, walking at the back with Su Muyue, clenched his fists. Seeing the smirk on her face made him want to punch something. He hissed, "Didn't you say you wouldn't marry me?" "But I was moved by your sincerity." Her smile deepened. It was the first time Tang Yu had ever seen her smile at him like this, and it caught him off guard for a second. Then he reached out to touch her forehead. "Are you okay? Want me to take you to the hospital? Marriage isn't a joke. Think this through." "Someone help her. If she doesn't see a doctor, I will have to." "I'm fine," Su Muyue said casually. "Besides, we're not married yet." "Well, I'm not agreeing. Forced melons aren't sweet." "That's fine. I'll just sip the juice," she said sweetly. Her smile widened as she saw Tang Yu's frustration peak. She was having the time of her life. Then she added, "Your attitude changed too fast. Is it possible? You're terminally ill and afraid of dragging me down?" Tang Yu looked utterly defeated. "Why won't this woman follow the plot? She's gone insane, really. I'm dead for sure. Ye Chen is going to crash this party, and I'm the designated punching bag. I swear being a rich and handsome villain in a cool novel is pure hell." His inner voice ranted again. And Su Muyue? She only grew more intrigued. Could his thoughts really be right about the future? Chapter 3. When the group returned to the hall, Mr. Donald first thanked the guests who came to celebrate his birthday. Then he called Tang Yu and Su Muyue to him and looked at everyone and announced, "Dear relatives and friends, there is another happy event to share with you today. Our Tang family decided to marry the Su family. And from today onwards, Su Muyue will be half of our Tang family's granddaughter-in-law." After Mr. Tang finished announcing, the guests who came to the banquet immediately began to applaud. Everyone in the Su family was even more happy. And Ye Chen, who was tasting red wine in the corner, his face instantly became gloomy. With a murderous expression, he strode towards Tang Yu. "Su Muyue is the woman he fancy. Whoever wants to get involved must die." At Lion Groove, he came with a murderous aura. "Why are you still like this? Is Lao Tzu destined to be beaten today?" At this time, Tang Yu's complaining sounded again. Su Muyue glanced at it after hearing this, and really saw Ye Chen walking over with a murderous face. This made Su Muyue couldn't help but be a little shocked. Everyone from the Su family came to the banquet today, so naturally they would not bring bodyguards over. But Ye Chen really appeared here? It's exactly the same as this guy said. "I don't agree with this affair." Walking 3 meters away, Ye Chen shouted angrily with a cold face. Everyone's eyes focused on him. The guests who came today were all famous nobles from Su Hang, and except for a very few people from the Su family, no one recognized who Ye Chen was. Su Chongshan remembered that this person named Ye Chen was the new bodyguard in the family. Seeing him come out to make a mistake, Su Chongshan's face turned dark, and he stood up and drank. "What are you, a little bodyguard my Su family's turn to get your guidance?" A trace of killing intent flashed in Ye Chen's eyes. If it weren't for the fact that the person who said this was Su Muyue's father, he would have already started at this time. "Dragon King by yourself, across the globe in a foreign country." The princes and nobles of Europe did not dare to talk to themselves like that. He stared at everyone in the Su family and pointed at each point. "The Su family, a famous family, is there still a little shame that you have to sacrifice the happiness of a girl for the prosperity of the family? Ha ha ha, here it comes. The classic mouth has begun. Just forget about other people's affairs. And then you will start beating people later, and then perform heroes to save the beauty. And in the end, it is not the Su family that is unlucky, but the protagonist of Shuangwen. Once the achievement is done, everyone is your stepping stone. Sprinkle water." Tang Yu's complaining sounded again. According to the original plot, Su Muyue was forced by the family to agree to a marriage. When she was most desperate, Dragon King Ye Chen took her away. After Ye Chen broke the shackles in her heart, he also became her only reliance. She fell in love with Ye Chen and became Ye Chen's first harem. But at this moment, Su Muyue frowned slightly, not moved and surprised at all. After listening to Tang Yu's heart for a long time, her mentality had completely changed. On the contrary, the little bodyguard dared to make a second and drive him out, Su Chongshan roared angrily. Soon, a tall man in a suit ran over. It was Ye Chen, the bodyguard captain of the Tang family. Ye Chen is a retired special soldier, and he can be the captain of the bodyguard in the Tang family. Naturally, he has no skills, and he is also loyal to the Tang family. According to the original plot, he was the first to shoot and the first to be killed. After he was killed, it was soon Tang Yu's turn to be unlucky. Don't be impulsive. Tang Yu hurriedly rushed up to stop Ye Chen and persuaded, "There is something to say. Today is my grandfather's birthday, and it is not good to hurt my hands and get angry." Seeing that the eldest young master spoke, Ye Chen stopped. "See, no, it's still Tang Dashao, who is of high quality and doesn't think about this kind of barbarian. If it were me, I would have pulled it out to kill and feed the dog a long time ago. I think I probably want to rob a woman with Tang Dashao, just his poor and sour look. Tang Shao, hurry up and kill him." The onlookers around praised Tang Yu's grace and did not forget to step on Ye Chen by the way. This is also the consistent routine of cool novels. First use passers-by to increase the protagonist's anger, and then the villain jumps out and screams a few words, and then is killed by a punch and pulled down. Tang Yu panicked to death after hearing these words. "What are you yelling so loud for? Can the attitude be better? You curse for a while. Why am I sent to the crematorium?" Sure enough, after hearing the words of these passers-by, Ye Chen's face instantly turned livid, staring at Tang Yu deadly. It's all this culprit. If he hadn't pestered Su Muyue, how could things have become like this? "Groove, what the are you staring at me for? And it's not me who scolded you. I didn't let people do it. What else do you want? If you want to rob someone, hurry up and grab it. Don't come at me, you stinky fool." Tang Yu was tightened by the chrysanthemum he was staring at, and he cried bitterly in his heart. This guy's a dragon king, and the bodyguards of the entire Tang family combined are not enough for him to fight alone. It really angered him, and it won't be long before everyone can come to the Tang family to eat their own table. Su Muyue listened to it for a long time and couldn't help but laugh. Seeing Su Muyue smile, Ye Chen's face eased a little more. He thought that Su Muyue laughed because he stood up to help her speak, so he smiled evilly at Su Muyue, pulled out an amazing arc at the corner of his mouth, and walked over. "Muyue, no one can sacrifice your freedom for benefits. With me, you can go wherever you want. Whoever stops and dies." Tang Yu on the side silently took 2 steps back to open the distance, feeling a little excited. "Yes, go up quickly. The male and female guests will hold hands successfully and leave you quickly." In the original plot, Tang Yu had already taken the bodyguards up to do it. Now he has shouted the bodyguards too. As long as this guy takes Su Muyue away, the next thing has nothing to do with him. Ye Chen walked over and grabbed Su Muyue's hand and was about to lead her out of the Tang family. His hand hadn't touched Su Muyue yet. Su Muyue had already taken 2 steps back and looked at Ye Chen Dao with a cold face. "Damn, what are you doing? Neurotic? When was I sacrificed to be free?" After listening to her heart for a long time, she already understood what the situation was now. The world I live in seems to be a world of fiction. According to the normal plot, he has already eloped with this guy at this time. The thought of becoming this guy's harem made her extremely disgusted. Ye Chen's face was shocked, and a trace of anger flashed in his eyes. This woman dared to refuse herself? Didn't she understand that when the whole world betrayed her, she was the only one who was willing to betray the whole world for her? Immediately, he reacted again, looking at Su Muyue and smiling. "Muyue, I know what you are afraid of. Don't worry. I am here, and the Tang family does not dare to treat you." After that, he stared at Tang Yu with cold eyes. Su Muyue didn't dare to go with her. She must have been coerced by this guy. The Tang family's young? What a thing! This is also in the country. It is not good to kill people casually. If he was abroad, he would order 100,000. 100 or so mercenaries can make the Tang family disappear in an instant. You have brain congestion? Do you care about my chicken feathers? I left the bodyguards alone. And Su Muyue, this woman is really vicious enough. In order to protect him, do you want to act like this? Give you 1,000,000? Hurry away and fly away. Don't torture me, big brother. Tang Yu had the heart to die at the moment. These two people have brain problems. No, you think too much. You're just a bodyguard of our Su family. You're fired from today onwards. Please leave here immediately. A hint of anger appeared on Su Muyue's beautiful face, and she pointed to the gate and shouted. However, this anger was not only aimed at Ye Chen, but also Tang Yu. Why is this bastard still muttering that he is getting along with Ye Chen? The more Muyue said this, the more Ye Chen felt sweet in his heart. You see, she was protecting me and deliberately singing blackface. She has me in her heart. It is worthy of being the woman that my Dragon King fancy. Knowledgeable and understanding. So he looked at Muyue's eyes, and there was a little more gentle pampering. The smile at the corner of his mouth became more and more evil and confident, and he spoke. Muyue, I won't leave you with me by your side. You don't have to worry so much. The Tang family's nothing.
Hey there, boys and girls. I am the story guy. Thanks for listening. The story doesn't end here. There's more to uncover, more secrets to expose, and more crazy stuff to share on the way. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what happens next. We're just getting started.
Chapter 4. When everyone in the Tang family heard Ye Chen's declaration, they immediately grew furious. Muyue actually got goosebumps and nearly choked on her breakfast. Especially that look Ye Chen gave her. Greasy, human oil. One last time, will you leave or not? Muyue said through clenched teeth. If you don't leave, I won't either, Ye Chen said firmly. His voice was unwavering. As the Dragon King, his possessiveness was absolute. He would never let his woman fall into the fire pit that was the Tang family. Damn it, I can't stand this anymore. Ye Chen, the Tang family's head of security, had finally lost it. His fists clenched. He was ready to charge until Tang Yu quickly stepped in and held him back. Captain He, don't be impulsive. Today's my grandfather's birthday. Blood on the floor would ruin the vibe. Young master, relax. I won't kill him. Ye Chen growled, eyes red. I'm more worried you'll be the one killed, Tang Yu whispered. That kid's a monster, Ye Chen froze, then looked deeply moved. Young master, thank you. I've been loyal to the Tang family for years. I won't stand by and let some punk insult us, especially on the old master's big day. Dumbass, you die and I'm next. This psycho won't stop at one body. What's wrong with everyone today? Why does everyone want to provoke him? Tang Yu was already sweating. Why was being a villain this hard? Over in the Su family's corner, they were fuming too. One of their own bodyguards had gone completely rogue, embarrassing them in front of everyone. Furious, Su Chongshan marched forward and shoved Ye Chen hard. But Ye Chen didn't budge. Like shoving a statue, Su Chongshan's face darkened and he let loose a punch straight to Ye Chen's jaw. You dog! Get lost! Stop pestering my daughter. Tang Yu is the only son-in-law I recognize. You keep chasing after my family and I will not let you off. The punch didn't hurt, but it was humiliating. Ye Chen's eyes flashed with killing intent. Only the fact that this was Muyue's father stopped him. Forbearance, yes, the key to being the Dragon King, was patience. His expression froze. Since I'm not welcome here, I'll leave. Then he turned and shot a cold, venomous look at Tang Yu. That little punk, he let the Su family deal with him on purpose. He wanted to use them to force Muyue to give in. The humiliation I suffered today, I'll repay in blood. You and the entire Tang family will pay. Muyue, Ye Chen said as he turned. No matter what happens, if you ever need me, I'll always be there to protect you. With that, he stormed out. Dude, what does that have to do with me? You just won't let me live, huh? I get it. You two are in deep, but come on. Please, Muyue, go with your man already. Take the next high-speed train and be gone. Watching Ye Chen's retreating back, Tang Yu's heart thumped. That look in Ye Chen's eyes just now, full of murderous promise. Muyue was furious too. She'd been listening to Tang Yu mutter in her head all morning. And now he was calling Ye Chen her husband? In a flash of anger, she stepped forward and kissed Tang Yu on the cheek, like a lunatic. But Tang Yu's reflexes were fast. He blocked her with the back of his hand. Are you serious? You were actually going to kiss me? Thank the heavens for my reflexes. One more second and I'd be dead meat. The two stared at each other. Around them, the guests erupted in laughter. The whole thing looked like a romantic comedy. Even Ye Chen, halfway to the door, turned back at the sound. And froze. She kissed him? Well, the back of his hand, but still. The guest's laughter echoed in his ears. His fists clenched. He didn't turn back, not because he wasn't tempted, but because he believed this was Muyue's way of protecting him. She was just playing along to get the Tang family off his back. She doesn't know I'm the Dragon King. Now's not the time to reveal myself. I still need to investigate the truth behind the massacre. Ye Chen took a deep breath and walked away, his heart full of hate. The Tang family no longer deserves to exist. When the banquet finally ended, the Su family went around apologizing to the Tang family. Tang Yu, meanwhile, sat on the couch looking like he'd just come back from war. Dog system, he muttered. Okay, are you messing with me? None of this matched the plot. Muyue in the original storyline was supposed to be cold and dismissive. But today, she kissed him. She smiled at him. And even Ye Chen should have gone berserk, walked away quietly. Poof. It might be the butterfly effect from your interference, the system replied. Did you just laugh? I remembered something funny. Laugh at your uncle. Where's my reward? Ding! Congratulations. You've survived the first major plot event. Your reward, a Lamborghini Veneno, has been delivered to the garage. Tang Yu reached into his pocket and found a set of keys. He looked at them and rolled his eyes. Bro, my family's worth trillions. What am I going to do with another car? Fine, now tell me, has the plot broken completely? If you must ask, I have no comment. Tang Yu gave up. This system was built to troll. Still, surviving the birthday banquet was a win. He was just about to think through his next move when his mother, Zi Hongying, walked up. What are you still doing here? Muyue's leaving. Aren't you going to see her off? Let her leave. The sooner the better. Tang Yu waved her off. If Muyue had just followed the script, he'd already be relaxing by now. His mother frowned. Are you still mad at the Su family? Letting that bodyguard act out like that was a disgrace. Yes, yes. Tang Yu's eyes lit up. He quickly grabbed her arm. Mom, we have to cancel this marriage. Our family's honor's on the line. Finally, someone with common sense. The Tang family century-old legacy. We don't back down so easily. But then his mother lightly tapped his forehead and smiled gently. Silly boy, I've seen how you look at Muyue. Face is just face, your happiness matters more. Muyue's a good girl. I think she's destined to be your blessing. Tang Yu opened his mouth to argue, but his mother stood. Enough. Don't pretend anymore. Your little tricks don't work on me. She smiled and added, Oh, and don't forget you're visiting Master Wang this afternoon. Then she walked away, leaving Tang Yu sitting there in complete despair. Real villain life is actual hell. Every sentence these people say feels like a death sentence. Chapter 5. As soon as Tang Mu left, Ye Chen, the Tang family's loyal bodyguard captain, hurried over, carrying a delicate mahogany box in both hands. He placed it respectfully on the table. Tang Xiao, Madam asked me to bring this for you. She said it's a gift for old Master Wang. Got it. Thanks for the trouble. Tang Yu nodded. The old Master Wang, his mother mentioned just now, referred to the patriarch of the Wang family. One of the four great families of Suzhou and Hangzhou. The four major families were ranked. Tang family at the top, Wang family second, Qin family third, Su family dead last. The Wang and Tang families were old family friends. Tang Yu had known old Master Wang since he was a kid. Some time ago, the old man suffered a cerebral hemorrhage and had since been recovering at home. Suddenly, Tang Yu's eyes lit up. Wait a minute, this is Chapter 62's plot. According to the original storyline, after old Master Wang's stroke, the family searched far and wide for miracle doctors to cure his hemiplegia. Then enters Ye Chen, main character, walking cheat code, divine doctor extraordinaire, with his signature Tai God needle, and steals the spotlight. It was one of his most iconic pretend-to-be-a-god moments, earning the Wang family's gratitude and laying the groundwork for conquering Suhang and Hangzhou. Shit, am I going to get beat up again? Tang Yu panicked. Was he about to become the stepping stone? Then he thought it through. In the original plot, he was already dead by this point. So this wasn't his scene to be humiliated. It was some other poor doctor who got trashed first. Then Ye Chen would swoop in to play the hero. Whew. Okay, as long as I'm not the one getting smacked around, we're good. Skipping the scene altogether wasn't an option. He'd tried dodging the plot once. The system punished him immediately with death. There were rules. You could adapt the plot. You couldn't escape it. Ye Chen noticed Tang Yu's expression shifting between panic and relief and asked cautiously, Tang Xiao, are you all right? I'm fine, Tang Yu said, waving it off. Ye Chen sighed in relief. Tang Xiao, I know you're still upset about earlier, but don't worry. I already sent people to take care of that punk with the surname Ye. What? Tang Yu's eyes widened. You sent people after who? That little bodyguard. Ye Chen puffed his chest proudly. Didn't you say he's strong? I brought in more than 30 guys. He won't walk away this time. Tang Yu nearly choked. You really want me to die, don't you? He clenched his teeth. Call them back, now. Don't lay a finger on him. Huh? Oh, yes, sir. Ye Chen quickly pulled out his phone to cancel the hit, still looking confused. You got them back? Tang Yu asked. Yes, sir. Tang Yu exhaled in relief. Jesus, that was close. Another second and I'd be next on Ye Chen's kill list. He glanced sideways at Ye Chen. Loyal? Maybe. But dumb? Absolutely. This guy's a liability. Can't let him stay. Captain hate, Tang Yu said, smiling warmly. You know what they say, the wind tests the strength of the grass, and hard times show true loyalty. I'm very pleased with your performance today. Ye Chen teared up. Tang Xiao. But someone with your talent shouldn't be stuck as a bodyguard captain, Tang Yu continued. I've got a mining company in South Africa. Why don't you go manage it for me? Me? Really? Ye Chen looked like he might cry. Absolutely. You'll leave tomorrow, I'll arrange everything, triple the salary and bonuses. You'll build something amazing over there. Tang Yu patted him on the shoulder. Thank you, Tang Xiao. I won't let you down. Ye Chen left, heart full of gratitude and totally unaware he'd just been exiled. Tang Yu chuckled to himself. Perfect. That's one walking disaster off the board. He checked his Rolex. The life of a rich man so boring, so refined. He picked up the gift box and headed to the garage. Moments later, a silver Lamborghini Veneno roared out of the Tang estate. The Wang family estate was located in the suburbs, and it took Tang Yu almost an hour to get there. As one of Suzhou and Hangzhou's 4 major families, the Wang mansion was a historic residence, a renovated royal courtyard with beautiful Sioux-style gardens. Tang Yu hadn't visited in quite some time. When he pulled up to the gate, the guards instantly recognized him. Welcome, Tang Xiao. Park this for me, Tang Yu said, tossing the keys casually as he strolled in with the gift in hand. Inside, the path was elegant. Pavilions, koi ponds, and finely landscaped gardens. It was as peaceful as it was luxurious. Just as Tang Yu reached the entrance to the living room, a tall woman in a white laurel cheongsam stepped out. They collided. Thankfully, she had enough natural cushioning to soften the impact. Tang Yu nearly collapsed from the bounce. Whoa, that's some top-tier airbag technology right there. He glanced up at the woman and froze. Long black hair, an angelic porcelain-perfect face. That cheongsam wrapped around a dangerous hourglass figure like it was hanging on for dear life. Ref, that's a foul body collision via chest. Also, props to the tailor. Most fabrics would have exploded under that pressure. The woman froze. She heard something, but Tang Yu hadn't opened his mouth. Her brows furrowed. What did you just say? Huh? I didn't say anything. Tang Yu looked confused and scratched his nose innocently. This was Wang Yixue, eldest daughter of the Wang family and Tang Yu's ex. Also the second heroine of the novel. Because their families were close, the two had grown up together. They even dated for 2 months in college. But a messy incident involving a flirty girl and a misunderstanding led to a breakup. Tang Yu had moved on to become Su Hang's most infamous simp for Su Muyue. Meanwhile, Wang Yixue focused on her family's company and hadn't dated anyone since. Back in the present, she blinked, convinced she must have imagined the voice. I must have misheard. What are you doing here? I came to visit the old master, Tang Yu replied, lifting the gift slightly. The air between them turned awkward. Old flames, unfinished business, and a whole lot of plot turbulence on the horizon. Chapter 6. My grandfather is still resting. Why don't you sit down and have some tea first? Wang Yixue's voice was calm as she gracefully began preparing tea. But behind that elegant demeanor, a trace of bitterness flashed in her eyes. Since their breakup, she and Tang Yu had barely interacted. It wasn't until a month ago, during an unexpected reunion, that she realized she'd misunderstood him all those years ago. And the regret hit her hard. Because no matter how long it had been, she had never truly let go of him. But it was too late now. She had just heard about the arranged engagement between the Tang and Su families. He belonged to someone else. Tang Yu, blissfully unaware of her thoughts, was watching her make tea intently. Her every movement fluid and refined was a sight to behold. Dressed in that elegant cheongsam, her tea-making felt like an art performance. And damn, she makes tea like she's filming a perfume commercial. And they call Su Muyue the #1 beauty? Please, Yixue's in a different league. The poise, the class, the curves. Muyue's just cold and cranky. This marriage thing? Yeah, no. Gotta figure out how to end it. At the sound of Tang Yu's inner complaints, Wang Yixue's hand slipped. She nearly dropped the teacup. Eyes wide, she stared at him in disbelief. That voice. It was definitely Tang Yu's voice. Yet he hadn't said a word. Are you okay? Tang Yu asked, noticing her fumble. I'm fine, she replied quickly, though her heart was pounding. Can I hear his thoughts? He really thinks I'm more beautiful than Su Muyue? Her cheeks flushed slightly, and for the first time in a while, her heart fluttered. With a deliberate calmness, she asked, I heard you got engaged to Su Muyue today. Congratulations, you finally got your wish. Huh? That? Yeah, it's not really happening, Tang Yu muttered. Not married? My ass. That nutcase set the whole thing up herself just to make Ye Chen jealous. Classic dumb plot. Villains can't fall in love, but the protagonist gets a harem the size of a sports league. Wang Yishui nearly broke into giggles again, but she held it in. Instead, she poured him a cup of tea and deliberately sat beside him, her voice sweet. Wait, what happened? Trouble in paradise? No feelings. We're just friends. Why are you asking? Tang Yu's tone was cool, but internally. Why is she so close? Her leg is literally touching mine. And what is that scent? Is that her shampoo? Her skin? Whatever it is, it's working. Ugh, this cheongsam should be illegal. Wang Yixue held back laughter. This guy didn't even compliment her like this when they were dating. She leaned in a bit more, eyes teasing. Don't be so mean to me. You were my first love, after all. Can I sit next to you? She hugged his arm gently. Tang Yu tensed. Watch the distance. We're just friends now. His voice was sharp, but his heart. Okay, this is cheating. Don't use your figure as a weapon. Weren't you supposed to ignore everyone but Ye Chen? Isn't that how this world works? But I have to admit, her skin is flawless. Wang Yishui couldn't take it anymore. She burst out laughing. Her laughter stunned Tang Yu. Why is she acting like this? This isn't right. In a proper cool text storyline, the female lead was supposed to ignore or even hate the villain. They're supposed to hate the villain, avoid the villain, not hug the villain. He immediately scooted away from her. What's so funny? He said stiffly. I just remembered something happy, she said with a smile. No, this is too much. I'm hiding in the bathroom. Just as Tang Yu was about to stand up and flee, Wang Yixue stood first. She took 2 steps, then yelped and collapsed to the floor. Classic Shuangwen flatfall. Nailed it. Tang Yu blinked in disbelief. Wang Yixue clutched her ankle with a pitiful expression. Ouch, it hurts. Aren't you going to help me up? Tang Yu wanted to say no. He wanted to walk away. But then again, what if he pissed her off? What if she held a grudge and ran straight into Ye Chen's arms while dragging Tang Yu's name through the mud? No, villains couldn't afford bad press. So, with a resigned sigh, he walked over and offered her his hand. As she stood up, she fell again right into his arms. Tang Yu's soul nearly left his body. No, this is bait, this is a trap. Quick, just lift her up and get the hell out of here before the Dragon King descends. Wang Yixue, nestled against his chest, froze for a moment, then heard his thoughts again. She's going to end up in Ye Chen's harem anyway. Better to run before it's too late. Harem? Her? To Ye Chen, she pulled back, furious. Who does he think he is? But her anger turned to wounded pride. She looked up at him with teary eyes. Tang Yu, I think I twisted my ankle. It hurts to walk.
Hey there, boys and girls. I am the story guy. Thanks for listening. The story doesn't end here. There's more to uncover, more secrets to expose, and more crazy stuff to share on the way. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what happens next. We're just getting started.
Chapter 07. I'll help you to the couch, Tang Yu said in a flat voice. I'll help you, then I'm out. Just help and bounce, okay? Wang Yixue's eyes narrowed playfully as she heard his thoughts. Trying to escape? Not happening. Back on the couch, Tang Yu stood to leave, but she called out quickly, Tang Yu, my ankle still hurts. Can you help me rub it? I won't, he said flatly. He had only come here to follow the script and collect his system reward, not to get involved with the second heroine. Getting handsy was a surefire death flag. You're lying. When I twisted my ankle playing tennis back in college, you helped me then. Her eyes reddened as she spoke, the picture of a grieved innocence. Do you hate me that much? Yes, if you're really in pain, I can call your family doctor, Tang Yu offered coldly. Yes, I hate you. Please get away from me. We're not meant to be. You're Ye Chen's future harem member, and I'm the cannon fodder villain. If he finds out about this, I'll be dead by nightfall. Wang Yixue heard it all. Her eyes gleamed. So, he was scared of Ye Chen? Great. Won't rub my foot? Fine, she said sweetly, pulling out her phone. And then I'll tell everyone you took advantage of me. Tang Yu froze mid-step. Bro, what? Are we really doing this? You're going to Hong Kong drama blackmail me right now? If she says anything, Ye Chen will definitely come after me. I've never seen a cool novel where the villain steals a heroine and lives to tell about it. Come on, don't do this, Tang Yu sighed, trying to reason with her. The past is the past. 1 minute to decide, she said, waving her phone. Rub or I post. It's either the foot or the funeral. After a long pause, Tang Yu gave in. Fine, but don't say a word. He sat down reluctantly, picked up Wang Yixue's smooth, delicate foot, and began to gently massage her ankle. As he worked, his eyes wandered unintentionally. She didn't have this kind of figure back when we dated. What's she been eating? Miracle Grow? Also, safety shorts under a cheongsam? What happened to trust between people? Wang Yichui blushed slightly, listening to his every thought. He acts cold, but he's such a perv inside. So soft, so sweet. Okay, she said finally, pulling her foot back. Much better. I'll come to you next time I get hurt. Next time? Tang Yu's eyes widened. Of course, she said, smiling like a cat who just caught a mouse. She can hear my thoughts, has dirt on me, and now she's making appointments for future assaults? System, what is this cursed setting? Dog system, Tang Yu gritted in his heart. Why is Wang Yichui collapsing too? Poof, the system laughed. Just then, Wang Yichui's phone rang. She picked it up, said a few polite words, then frowned. The new energy conference got delayed by half an hour. I have to go. She stood up and smiled sweetly. Don't miss me too much. I'll come find you later. Don't worry, take your time, Tang Yu said instantly overjoyed. Wait, new energy project? Isn't that the trap set by Wang Rulong and Ye Chen? The one where the Wang family throws in 50 billion and gets screwed? Then, Ye Chen swoops in, plays the hero, wins her heart, and eventually gets Rulong assassinated. And boom Wang family in his pocket. Just as she was about to leave, Wang Yichui paused. Her body went stiff. How does he know about that? That investment was confidential. Only a few insiders in the Wang family even knew. And the project was pushed by her cousin Wang Rulong. Is it true? She asked quietly, eyes full of shock. Tang Yu looked away, already regretting thinking out loud in his mind again. She bit her lip and stared at him with newfound admiration. He must have secretly been looking out for me. Did he use the Tang family's resources to investigate this? Just to protect me? She opened her mouth to speak to thank him properly, but the words wouldn't come. Instead, she gave him a small nod and left in a rush, her face frosty and her heart burning with fury. Wang Rulong, Ye Chen, if this is true, you're both dead men. Once she was gone, Tang Yu collapsed onto the couch in relief. I'm alive. I made it. Okay. Wang Yichui's plotline is moving on schedule. Ye Chen will come soon to play Mr. Perfect, and she'll fall for him all over again. That's fine. Let her compare. And she definitely won't tell Ye Chen about this little foot massage thing, right? He nodded to himself. So long as he kept a low profile and didn't try to steal Ye Chen's spotlight, he might just survive to the finale. Suddenly, he heard footsteps outside the door. He looked up and his heart skipped. A petite girl stood there with a dazzling smile. She had a sweet anime-like face and wore a Lolita dress that seemed to defy gravity. Though small in frame, certain areas were disproportionately bouncy. Hello, brother Tang Yu, she chirped. Oh, Xiaoyue, long time no see. Tang Yu quickly recalled her identity. Zhang Xiaoyue Suhang's top young goddess doctor. Only 20, but already ranked in the top 10 medical geniuses in the country. Her grandfather, Dr. Jiang Tian, was a legend in Chinese traditional medicine. Beautiful, brilliant, and born into prestige, she was, of course, another future member of Ye Chen's harem. Here we go again. Chapter 8. Standard Shuangwen setting. Wherever the protagonist goes, beautiful women follow. There's a police flower at the police station, flight attendants on planes, and even that random beggar girl cleaning his apartment turns out to be the long-lost heiress of a secret royal bloodline. Every harem beauty? Background, prestige, power. And once they fall in love with the male lead, their whole family rallies behind him, offering money, support, and influence. So, of course, after Ye Chen returned to China, his first stop was Suhang. Suhang, the city of beauties. It's not just about collecting wives. It's about collecting family empires. Step by step, he builds his kingdom. How's old Master Tang's health lately? Did he take the last prescription I gave him on time? Zhang Xiaoyue walked up with a bright, sweet smile. Yes, thank you again. My grandfather's been doing much better since taking your medicine. Tang Yu returned the smile politely. Brother Tang Yu, why so formal with me? She pouted. The Zhang family, with a century-long tradition of practicing medicine, had long enjoyed a close relationship with the Tang family. Thanks to Tang family protection, no one in Suhang dared mess with them. In return, whenever someone from the Tang family was ill, the Zhang family would always show up. Tang Yu and Zhang Xiaoyue had grown up like siblings. Please, the only reason I'm being polite is because I value my life. You're part of Ye Chen's future harem. That dog of a stallion collects girls like Pokemon. And now even my sweet little Xiaoyu is going to be cheapened by him. Damn authors got sludge for brains. Zhang Xiaoyu froze. Harem? Ye Chen? What's he talking about? She blinked. Brother Tang Yu, what did you just say? Huh? Tang Yu blinked back innocently. I didn't say anything. He touched his nose awkwardly. What is it with the girls today? Zhang Xiaoyu furrowed her brows. But before she could question further, a nurse walked up and bowed slightly. Dr. Jiang, Old Master Wang just woke up. Would you like to rest first, or head over now? Let's go now. Xiao Yue patted her medical box with confidence. I'll come too. Tang Yu grabbed the gift he brought and followed them. After walking through several elegant corridors, the three arrived at a quiet courtyard in old Master Wang's personal residence. A handwritten couplet adorned the door. Study well, plow the fields well, study well. Starting a business is hard. Keeping it is harder. Knowing it's hard is not hard. Tang Yu nearly rolled his eyes. Yep, another author set up. Ye Chen will recite this couplet later, then go full philosopher mode. The old man will get so impressed, he'll practically beg to become sworn brothers. Not born in the same year, but let us die the same day. Ugh, spare me. Just as Tang Yu rolled his eyes, footsteps echoed behind them. He turned to see several Wang family members arriving, with none other than Ye Chen walking beside them. Yo, if it isn't Xiao Yu, here to visit the old man? Several elders of the Wang family greeted him warmly. Uncle, Aunt, good to see you. Tang Yu smiled and bowed respectfully. Then he felt at Ye Chen's stare. Cold, piercing, full of murderous intent. Ye Chen had wanted to kill Tang Yu earlier for daring to steal the spotlight and compete for women. But it was too early. His foundation in China wasn't stable yet. Any big moves now would ruin his slow burn rise to power. So he swallowed the urge. For now. Tang Yu met his gaze for 1 second, then immediately looked away. Nope. Not today. Not ever. You're the author's golden boy, and I'm not trying to get deleted from the script. Inside the courtyard, they soon saw Old Master Wang resting in bed. Due to his hemiplegia, half of his body was immobile, but his eyes lit up when he saw everyone. His speech was slurred, but his smile was warm. Dad, don't speak. Just rest. Dr. Jiang is here today. She'll help you recover. Just relax. Grandpa Wang, rest easy. When Xiao Yue cures you, I'll play chess with you every day. Tang Yu offered his own greeting. His mission here was more than halfway done. All he had to do now was sit back and watch Ye Chen show off. Sure enough, Ye Chen had already begun observing Old Master Wang's condition from behind. He didn't need a pulse. Just one look and boom diagnosis. Heavenly Doctor mode activated. Standing beside him was Wang Rulong, the second son of the Wang family. Handsome, clean-cut, and just a little too pretty. He was considered upper middle among Su Heng's rich second generation, but compared to Wang Yixue, he didn't even come close. Before she entered the company, the Wang family was ranked third among Su Heng's big four. After she joined, their assets shot up by 80 billion in 3 years. She was the future. Rulong? Just the footnote. Unable to compete, Rulong had chosen to collaborate with outsiders, Ye Chen included, to secure his position. Tang Yu looked at him and sighed. Poor guy. I get it. Villain to villain, I understand. But you're not a heroine. You can't hear my thoughts, and you're not making it out of this story alive. Wang Rulong, unaware of the pity aimed at him, leaned in nervously toward Ye Chen. Brother Ye, can you cure my grandfather? That was the whole plan. Ye Chen would save Old Master Wang, earn the family's trust, and gain access to Wang Yixue. Once that was done, the rest, love, loyalty, and control would follow. Ye Chen raised a hand calmly. 50% chance, not 50. Rulong blinked. That was low. I mean, it's under control. Ye Chen frowned slightly. What an idiot. No wonder your own cousin is going to crush you and hand me the entire Wang group on a silver platter. Wang Rulong smiled nervously. Of course, you're amazing, Brother Ye. Yeah, amazing at plotting the death of your whole family. Tang Yu, standing silently at the side, folded his arms. Here we go. Show's about to start. I'll just sip tea and avoid eye contact. Chapter 9. Ye Chen didn't even bother to glance at Wang Rulong, these so-called rich second gens, just future bones on his path to greatness. His gaze had already locked onto Zhang Xiaoyue, his eyes flashing with a glint of lust and calculation. The moment Ye Chen returned to Suhang, he ordered his men to gather intel a list of every famous beauty in the city. Zhang Xiaoyu was firmly in the top 10. He'd already earmarked her for his harem. Not just for her beauty, though, that was a given, but for her background. Her grandfather, Dr. Zhang Tian, was a national treasure of traditional medicine. His network of connections spanned from political leaders to elite aristocrats. Winning over Zhang Xiaoyue meant winning access to that entire network. At the moment, Zhang Xiaoyue was focused on her diagnosis. Moments after taking Old Master Wang's pulse, she spoke up. The stroke caused blockage in his meridians, plus a few complications that led to hemiplegia. It's nothing serious. I'll use the Ghost Gate 13 needles to clear it up. She opened her box and took out a set of silver needles, then beckoned. Brother Tang Yu, come disinfect these for me. Huh? Wait, I don't really. Tang Yu was already sweating. And this is a trap, a setup. I came to be a background character, not a human lightning rod. You did it last time, Zhang Xiaoyue huffed. You already know the order I use. Tang Yu sighed internally. God, if you're listening, I'd rather be the one with hemiplegia right now. Still, with all eyes on him, he had no choice but to step forward. Refusing might make him look unfilial, and that was a bad look in front of old Master Wang. As he took the silver needles, he felt it, a chilling glare. Ye Chen. Oh, come on! Again? How is this my fault? I'm literally just holding metal sticks. Ye Chen silently clenched his jaw. Everywhere he turned, this Tang guy was hovering around his women. Close the doors and windows. If Dr. Jiang can't cure him, and I do, then you apologize to me. And if she does heal him, then I'll crawl out of the Wang family on my hands and knees. At deal. Classic Ye Chen. Arrogant, smug, and always betting things no normal person bets. Ye Chen turned to Zhang Xiaoyue with his signature, evil charm smirk. Dr. Zhang, care to place a private wager with me too? Anything you want. I, Ye Chen, always keep my promises. Zhang Xiaoyue stared at him coldly. Ugh, greasy. I've been listening to Tang Yu's head all day, and even he's more respectable than this guy. I don't gamble, she said flatly. And you're disturbing my treatment. Kindly be quiet. Tang Yu, standing silently to the side, gave a thumbs up in his heart. That's my girl. Ye Chen, unfazed, simply smiled. Let her pretend to be cold now. Once she sees me in action, she'll fall in love with my skill and charisma. Women love the strong. Wang Rulong, still hoping for reflected glory, looked anxious. But seeing Ye Chen's composed expression, he relaxed again. Look at him. That smirk? That's the face of someone in total control. Brother Yi's got this. Yeah, sure. And in 5 minutes, he'll be collecting Xiaoyue like a new Pokemon. I'd better start planning my retreat. Zhang Xiaoyue, meanwhile, had returned to the task at hand. She ignored everyone, her hands moving with surgical precision. One by one, the Ghost Gate 13 needles fell like lightning. In just moments, all 13 were in place. Old Master Wang's body jerked slightly. The tension in the room skyrocketed. Everyone held their breath. Chapter 10. After almost 5 minutes, Old Master Wang's left hand suddenly raised part of it. After seeing this scene, everyone in the Wang family exclaimed, "It is worthy of being a Jiangshen doctor. This medical skill is too powerful." Great. The old man has finally recovered. It's still Jiangshen doctor who is powerful, and some people's cowhide is blowing loudly, which is simply laughing generously. The middle-aged man who had bet with Ye Chen before snorted coldly. Ye Chen tugged at the corners of his mouth, showing disdain. The 13 needles of the Ghost Gate are indeed powerful. But his own Tai Yi God needle, it is the world's first stitch method. This little girl named Zhang Xiaoyue is still far worse than herself. When she becomes her own woman, he doesn't mind passing on his mastery to her. Zhang Xiaoyu pulled out the silver needles in old Master Wang's hand one by one and asked, "Old man Wang, how do you feel now?" "Much more comfortable. Words can also be spoken." Although old Master Wang's tone was a little trembling, he was already much more fluent than before. "That's good." Zhang Xiaoyue nodded and instructed, "I'll give you a prescription later. You take it on time for 3 months, and this disease will have to be slowly recuperated." After that, she took out a paper and pen from the small box and began to write down the prescription. "The kid's surnamed Ye. What else do you have to say now?" Sit. At this time, the middle-aged man before walked out. He stared at Ye Chen and said, "I don't embarrass you either. Letting you climb out will damage my royal family's temperament. But you have to apologize to Dr. Jiang." "Oh?" Ye Chen sneered and stretched out 3 fingers. "Are you sure you're cured? In this way, I count, if the old man is okay in 3 minutes, I can kneel down and apologize." "Still dying, huh?" "Yes." The middle-aged man took out his hand and started to time. He really couldn't stand this arrogant guy. Everyone in the Wang family also looked at this guy with an angry expression. As soon as 3 minutes arrives, they want this kid to look good. Zhang Xiaoyu immediately understood, after hearing Ye Chen's words. All this is the same as Brother Tang Yu's heart. She quickly grabbed old Master Wang's wrist and re-examined it. Sure enough, some bruises began to slowly gather together. She previously considered that the old man's body was too weak, and she wanted to use Chinese medicine to slowly recuperate. Now that the situation has changed, she has to change treatment options. "Brother Tang Yu, give me another silver needle." She looked up at Tang Yu and ordered. "Okay." Tang Yu nodded, his face a little puzzled. What does this girl want a silver needle for? Had she already figured out the problem? Hearing Tang Yu's heart, a smile appeared at the corner of Zhang Xiaoyue's mouth. "I don't have to thank you for this, my brother Tang Yu. If you hadn't told me, how would I have known?" The silver needle in her hand pierced the outer mound on the old man's calf, with undoubtedly precision. After this needle went down, the old man's calf suddenly turned a big red. Zhang Xiaoyue quickly dropped a few more stitches, and soon bruises continued to flow from the old man's calf. Towel. Zhang Xiaoyue stretched out her hand. Tang Yu quickly handed her the towel, and she took it to help the old man and began to wipe the blood. And after Ye Chen saw Zhang Xiaoyue's actions, the whole person was stupid. The clown turned out to be himself? This woman. There is no reason to find this hidden disease. If her medical skills are really so brilliant, she should have been treated in one go from the beginning. This is not logical. He really couldn't figure out how things could be like this. The middle-aged man standing behind him said with a heavy face, after seeing that the 3-minute time had arrived, "This Ye Chen doctor, 3 minutes has arrived. Is it time for you to fulfill your promise?" Ye Chen was immediately embarrassed. "Today, I originally wanted to pretend to be a superior person, conquer the royal family and conquer the beauty at the same time. Now I really can't get off the stage. As the Dragon King, he has never bowed to anyone in his life. It is impossible to kneel and apologize. It's just that when he rolls his eyes, Zhang Xiaoyue will definitely become his own woman in the future. Bowing your head with your wife is still barely acceptable." So he pretended to laugh. "Haha, I didn't expect that Su Hang still has real masters such as Jiang Shenyi. Today is indeed my blindness. I apologize to Jiang Shenyi here. The 13 Needles of the Ghost Gate really deserves its name, and in my opinion, it is not lost to my Tai Divine Needle." After speaking, he stretched out a palm. A silver needle floated up in his hand. It was the Tai God Needle with Chi Luck Needle. After seeing this hand, everyone in the Wang family looked amazed. No, it started, quickly changed the subject, right? But Xiaoyue is really obsessed with medical skills. His hand is too Ye Chen needle to show. Xiaoyue is probably going to be curious about him, harm, worthy of your Dragon King. Puff Girl has always been able to. Tang Yu's complaining voice quickly sounded. Zhang Xiaoyu's face flashed a hint of irritation. This guy soaked himself? She had listened to Brother Tang Yu for a long time. He has a good impression of this person called Ye Chen becoming his harem or something. But at this moment, her impression of Ye Chen was simply extremely bad. There is no medical skill, but no medical ethics. And if you treat the disease, you will treat the disease well and bet on the patient. Such a person is rubbish. Also worthy of chasing yourself? She deliberately exclaimed. So powerful, then you must be talking right? Isn't it to kneel and apologize? Degmouth Deg? Tang Yuren, who was eating melons, was stupid on the spot. Lying groove, Satsuki. You're not right. What kind of snakeskin operation is this? He has shown off the Tai God Needle. Shouldn't you go to the medical skills to enhance your relationship? Ye Chen's heart was burning with anger at the moment. Because his emotions were too excited, the silver needles in his hands could not withstand his internal force and twisted on the spot. A woman who dares to humiliate herself like this? If he hadn't taken a fancy to her network with her family, she would be a corpse by now. At this time, Wang Rulong came out to play the circle and said, "Ha ha, just a joke. Don't take it seriously. Both of them are a generation of divine doctors. They should study more." Yes, you don't have to take it seriously. The middle-aged man before, his face also eased a lot, and he came out to play round. Just now they also saw that this arrogant young man did have some real talents. Come out to sell face and find someone to help him when you need him in the future. Ye Chen's face softened a little and smiled. It was also a whim just now. But today is indeed offended if Miss Jiang doesn't mind. I will have a light meal together in the evening to make amends. Haha, the words have faith in the true Dragon King, worthy of you. Yet if you change to a villain and lose a bet, it doesn't count, and being crippled by you is light. Pen Kwa, if you don't make another plan, you are a refined Teddy, a walking pile driver, gotta, Laozi convinces. Tang Yu rolled his eyes on the side, mocking the mode in his heart. I mind. Zhang Xiaoyue snorted coldly and decisively refused. Listening to Brother Tang Yu muttering for a long time, she already knew what kind of goods this was. Ye Chen was embarrassed and angry, but at this moment someone pushed the door and walked in, breaking the awkward atmosphere. Wang Yishui walked in from outside the door with a trace of coldness in her eyes. Chapter 11. The moment Wang Yishui walked in, the seething rage inside Ye Chen vanished, replaced instantly by desire. He had seen countless beautiful women, but this woman in a cheongsam? Next level. She was his ideal type. graceful, cold, devastatingly beautiful. And soon enough, she would become his, along with the entire Wang family. As her eyes swept over him, Ye Chen immediately switched on his signature evil smile. This wasn't just a look. This was art. It had taken tens of thousands of hours in the mirror to perfect. The crooked smirk, the ice in his gaze, the charm of an untamable beast, the ultimate female magnet. And dear God, can you just smile like a normal person? If that smirk gets any more crooked, I'll slap duct tape over it myself. How does this novel seriously think this is attractive? I'm losing brain cells. Tang Yu silently roasted from the sidelines. Beside him, Zhang Xiaoyue bent her head slightly, trying not to laugh. But Wang Yixue? She didn't even flinch. She'd just come back from the company. The moment she returned, she'd suspended the new energy project and mobilized every resource the Wang family had to investigate. What she found? Exactly what Tang Yu warned her about. The project her cousin Wang Rulong had been aggressively pushing was a trap, a massive one. If she hadn't been warned, the Wang family would have poured in 50 billion and drowned. She still needed to confirm the finer details, but now she was on high alert. Her mood? Ice cold. She walked over to old Master Wang and gently took his hand. "Grandpa, are you feeling better?" The old man smiled, voice weak but clearer than ever. "Much better, just a bit sleepy." "Then rest. We'll visit again later." She helped tuck him in, her voice soft. Then everyone filed out of the room, leaving only the caretaker behind. Suddenly, Zhang Xiaoyue's phone alarm chimed. "Oh no, it's 3 o'clock. I have to get back to the free clinic." She quickly said her goodbyes, nodding to the Wang family with a polite smile. "Dr. Zhang is amazing. Please visit us again. You're always welcome here." She turned to Tang Yu with a playful wink. "Brother Tang Yu, why no goodbye for me?" "No, bye." Tang Yu waved awkwardly, smiling through clenched teeth. "Sis, it's not that I don't want to say goodbye. I'm scared for my life. That idiot Ye Chen thinks you're one of his girls. If I so much as say hi too loud, he'll try to vaporize me." Zhang Xiaoyue paused, hearing his thoughts. A strange emotion fluttered through her chest. He thinks I'm Ye Chen's woman? Gross. Blech. Hell no. Ye Chen, meanwhile, looked like he was seconds from snapping a table in half. The woman he liked, calling another man Brother Tang Yu? With a smile? With affection? He was ready to kill. Still, he suppressed it. He needed to maintain his image, especially with Wang Yixue still here. He forced a smile and approached Zhang Xiaoyue. "Dr. Zhang, I'd love to visit your clinic sometime. I've heard great things about your skills. Maybe we could study together." "Inconvenient. Unwelcome. Don't come." Zhang Xiaoyue didn't even hesitate. She shut him down like a power outage, and then turned around and walked away. Ye Chen nearly exploded on the spot. It was the first time in his life a woman had spoken to him like that. She didn't just reject me, she nuked me. But once again, he forced the rage down. Wang Yixue was still here. He turned to his backup plan, Wang Rulong. Rulong understood immediately and sprang into action. "Sis, let me introduce you to a rising star. This is Dr. Ye Chen. His skills are said to rival even Dr. Zhang's." Ye Chen straightened his posture, summoned his evil smile again, and stepped forward. "Miss Wang," he said, extending a hand. "It's an honor." Wang Yixue didn't take his hand. She didn't even blink. She stared at him, voice cool as moonlight. "Has anyone ever told you something?" "What?" "Your smile is disgusting." Crack. Ye Chen's soul fractured. The room froze. His proudest weapon, his signature evil smile called disgusting? That was his go-to move. Tang Yu finally lost it and burst out laughing. Someone finally said it. "God bless you, Wang Yixue." Ye Chen's eyes darted to Tang Yu, burning with hatred. "What are you laughing at?" he snarled through clenched teeth. I just thought of something funny," Tang Yu said, trying to keep a straight face. "Why are you glaring at me? I didn't insult your laugh." "She did. And honestly, that smile's been a crime since Chapter 1. Hey, what's with the attitude? Don't glare at Tang Xiao like that. He didn't even say anything to you. A little medical skill and you think you're somebody? Watch your tone in our house." The Wang family instantly rallied behind Tang Yu. Tang Yu was touched. "You guys, you're so kind. Please stop. One more compliment and Ye Chen's gonna detonate." Ye Chen's fists trembled. Everything today had gone wrong, and every piece of it traced back to Tang Yu. But he swallowed his anger once more. Wang Yixue was still here. His mission wasn't complete. He turned to her and said calmly, "Miss Wang, I believe this was all a misunderstanding. I hope we'll have a chance to talk again. He nodded and walked away with forced composure. Wang Rulong watched it all unfold, completely humiliated. Today was supposed to be a setup for Ye Chen's glorious entry into the Wang family's inner circle. Instead, catastrophe. He jogged after Ye Chen. I'll walk you out, he said, trying to salvage something. Brother, yeah, don't take it personally. It was just a bad day. Ye Chen's face was like stone. That bad day? That woman just told me my smile was disgusting. He clenched his fists harder. How am I supposed to recover from that? That was my final form smile. Maybe, just maybe. His evil smile meta didn't work in China. Chapter 012. Nope, Wang Rulong replied awkwardly. So my smile really is disgusting? Ye Chen's eye twitched. It's just unique, Rulong offered weakly. Ye Chen almost backhanded him into another timeline. Suppressing the urge to commit a felony, he growled, What's the deal with that Tang kid in your family? Oh, Tang Xiao and our family are pretty close. We've been family friends for years, and he's my sister's ex. Ex? Ye Chen's pupils shrank. The most intolerable thing in his worldview? His woman had history with another man. Unforgivable. Tang Yu, it was always him. Every single time. The woman he wanted? Tang Yu had already been there. It was as if this man existed to personally block his romantic path. But Ye Chen took a deep breath. His eyes glowed faintly with internal force. At least, she's still a virgin. That's something. After a long pause, Ye Chen sneered. We'll put the Wang plan on hold. That kid Tang needs to be dealt with first. Yes, that's why Brother Ye is the real dragon. Rulong nodded like a bobblehead. He was genuinely nervous. If Tang Yu offered the Wang family even a sliver of help, it could derail their entire plan. What do you want to do? Rulong asked. Ye Chen smiled coldly. You'll know once the Tang family falls. Then he stepped aside, pulled out his phone, and made a call. On the other end, a sweet female voice answered, Dragon King awaiting your orders. Qi Yin, what's the status on infiltrating the Tang group? Complete. I'm now the personal secretary to the general manager. Good. You have 1 week to gather everything I need. In a month. There will be no Tang family in Suhang. Back at the Wang residence, Tang Yu suddenly sneezed. Who's talking about me? He rubbed his nose, then called out in his mind. Hey, dog system. What about my reward for surviving this flaming death plot? Drip! Plot completed. Reward? Physique of 100 poisons immunity. Tang Yu's eyes lit up. Nice. That's actually useful. In urban power fantasies, the MCs always use poison, especially ones who just so happen to be doctors. Ye Chen was no exception. But now, Tang Yu was poison-proof. Add that to the survival toolkit. Might actually make it to the finale. Just as he was preparing to leave, Wang Yixue stepped in front of him. His expression immediately turned guarded. You again? He asked coldly. Sis, what now? I get it, you still like me. But this isn't going to end well. I'm a villain. You? You're contractually bound to fall for the Dragon King. No matter how much you gagged at his smile, trust me, you'll come around. That's how this cursed story works. The corners of Wang Yixue's lips curved upward. A man I can't have? We'll see about that. Also obsessed with Ye Chen's smile? Blah. I've gagged harder on cold coffee. Can't I talk to you? She asked with a hurt expression. You hate your ex so much? You already know the answer, Tang Yu replied coldly. Of course I hate you. Not personally. Just narratively. You're a walking death flag. And if I keep talking to you, I'm getting buried. Fine, Wang Yixue said, lowering her head with mock sadness. Then she suddenly pointed behind him. Ye Chen, why are you back? Tang Yu instinctively turned to look. Huh? Where? No one? And when he turned back smack, his lips landed right on Wang Yixue's cheek. She had angled her face forward on purpose. And oh yes, she was filming. Her phone was held low, camera on, capturing the entire thing. Oh my gosh, Tang Xiao, she said in a flustered tone, biting her lip and stepping back. Oh, what are you doing? She saved the video in an instant, victorious gleam in her eyes. Checkmate. Are you serious right now? Tang Yu's jaw dropped. Are you even a heroine anymore? This is villain behavior. You trying to blackmail me? What is this? A rom-com or a police procedural? This isn't even about love anymore. This is just straight-up psychological warfare. What did I do? Wang Yixue said innocently. Are you saying I kissed you? Shame on you, Tang Xiao. Tang Yu exhaled through his nose. Delete the video. Name your price. Thankfully, I'm loaded. Bribe time. Money? Wang Yixue tilted her head. I've got plenty. What I want isn't something you can buy. She looked at him with a mischievous grin. Tang Yu's face darkened. Of course. Of course she doesn't want money. Why would the genius heroine want anything logical? It's my abs, isn't it? Enough. Delete the video, he warned, voice low. Or don't blame me for turning cold. Seriously, what's your angle? Money, muscles, family influence? What is it you see in me, woman? You know I'm the villain, right? That's not a win for you. Then turn cold, she shrugged. I'll just post the video to my story. She waved her phone smugly. Tang Yu clenched his fists. Now, you see this? This is the big fist of justice. You're one fake sob away from getting a full-course beatdown. But no, I can't hit her. She's cute, she'll cry, I'll die. This is not what the heroine should be doing. Chapter 13. Then go ahead and hit me. Let's see where you think you're going to land the punch, Tang Yu said, his voice deadpan. Wang Yixue rolled her eyes. I'm so cute, if you hit me, I'd probably cry for hours, Tang Yu groaned. No, seriously, what do you want? Just spit it out already. He shook his head grimly. If that video gets out, I'm done for. No villain survives kissing a member of the protagonist's harem and lives to tell the tale. Unless he's the god of war's personal minotaur with plot armor for days. Elbow, Wang Yixue said cheerfully, grabbing his arm. Follow me inside. Nope, not happening. Tang Yu dug in his heels, shaking his head vigorously. I said elbow. Get in here or I'll drag you. Under repeated threats and escalating blackmail, Tang Yu eventually gave in and followed her inside the house. Fine, just go in. Better this than the video getting posted. If she tries anything, I'll defend my purity with my life. The villain should never let the heroine take the lead. Wang Yixue, hearing his internal monologue, nearly burst out laughing. This guy actually thinks he's the prize? Despite being one of the most respected heiresses in Suhang perfect manners, pedigree and poise her room was not exactly on brand. Clothes were scattered on the bed and sofa. It looked like a small storm had passed through. Tang Yu stepped in, glanced around, and immediately spotted something small and black on the bed. This room is a disaster. And wait, are those black silk stockings? Chong Sam with black silk. I fully support this combo. Hold up fishnets? No thanks. White silk's better. Why is your room such a mess? Tang Yu asked with a scowl. Don't you have staff for this? Yeah, and guess what? She smiled slyly. That staff is you. You cleaned my dorm room plenty in college. Don't act brand new. She smirked like a fox that just stole from a crow's beak. Just this once, Tang Yu muttered, putting on a cold face as he began tidying. Honestly, cleaning a room is way better than the alternative. But do stockings carry athlete's foot? Should I be worried about catching something? Better scrub my hands when I'm done. Wang Yixue's smile instantly soured. Athlete's foot? I'll give you athlete's foot, jerk. She sniffed coldly and asked, Since we broke up, besides simping over Muyue, have you dated anyone else? I wasn't simping. That was just an act to cover for dating other girls on the side. I've got 4 girlfriends now. Tang Yu made sure to sound casual. Haha, that should gross her out. Women hate cheaters, right? Truth is, I've barely even held a girl's hand in years. Too busy surviving. Oh, I didn't realize you were that much of a player. Guess I misjudged you. Her tone lightened. You really did. I only chased you back then because I was bored. Tang Yu tossed her quilt over the couch, still trying to act smug. There. That should piss her off enough to drive me out. Mission accomplished. Oh? She said sweetly. So what did you see in me back then? You looked easy to mess with. You were beautiful and had great posture. That's about it. Don't flatter yourself. Ugh, you're such a scumbag, Wang Yixue huffed. Though her heart was pounding. He says one thing, but his heart? That never lies. Tang Yu could see her reaction. She's not taking the bait. Fine, let's raise the stakes. His eyes locked onto a cute little white bra tossed on the back of a chair. Okay, time to pretend to be a perv. That'll drive her off. Guaranteed. He picked it up delicately and raised an eyebrow. Your taste is interesting. Want me to help pick out a few sets for you next time? He even added a sleazy smirk and turned slowly to face her. Click. The sound of a photo being taken echoed in the room. Wang Yixue smiled innocently and held up her phone. Oops, I accidentally pressed the shutter. Guess I've got footage now first. You kiss me, and now this. Tang Yu froze. Wait, this isn't how the script goes. You're supposed to yell pervert and kick me out, not record evidence. How long have you been this evil? This isn't your original setting at all. Oh no, she said in mock distress. If word gets out that my ex-boyfriend is harassing me, what will people think? So Tang Yu was numb. This isn't the Wang Yixue from the original draft. This is some black-bellied villainess in disguise. Okay, chill out. I'm done joking. He put the underwear down like it was radioactive and resumed folding other clothes. You win. Grandpa yields. Happy now? He sighed internally. I thought dodging Ye Chen was hard. Now I have to dodge his heroines too? Wang Yixue whistled happily. With this much leverage, she figured Tang Yu would have no choice but to play nice from now on. Try running now, handsome. I dare you. V. Oh, by the way, let's talk business, she said, her tone suddenly serious. I'm thinking of investing in new energy. Thoughts? Tang Yu's eyes sparkled. Finally. Plot thread secured. Maybe Ye Chen was a walking cheat code, but today, Tang Yu would play matchmaker. Let's go. First villain in history to pay back betrayal with wisdom. New energy? Excellent idea, he said, giving a thumbs up. It's going to be the next 10-year boom. Government's backing it heavily. You'd be a fool not to get in now. That is assuming your partners aren't trash. Which they are. You're working with Far's group, right? Absolute clowns. This project's going to bomb so hard it'll call in Ye Chen for disaster relief. So that's it. This is how the story escalates the emotional tension between her and Ye Chen. Clever. He smiled to himself. Dog author really thinks he's slick. I see what you're doing, and I'll survive it all anyway. Chapter 14. Wang Yixue's smile only deepened. Since you're so confident, she said happily, then I'll go ahead and invest in the project. But I'm still hesitant about one thing. The current partner is the French company Far's. Something about them just feels off. You're overthinking it, Tang Yu replied, putting on his most sincere face. I've dealt with them before. They're experts in new energy research. Partnering with them gives you access to cutting-edge tech. We'll be printing money in no time. Not bad, silly girl. Your intuition's sharper than expected. Far's does have problems, but Ye Chen went out of his way to bury them. Fake financials, tax evasion, it'll all blow up eventually. Their cutting-edge tech is full of safety risks. Total scam. Ye Chen's play here is vicious. He pumped billions into it just to create a pitfall for the Wang family. Wang Yixue could barely contain her laughter. She felt like she had Tang Yu on a remote control. Press a button and he'd dance exactly how she wanted. All right, since even you vouch for it, I'll go ahead. I'm thinking of letting Rulong take point on the project. Do you think he's capable? Tang Yu nodded without hesitation. No, Rulong? Absolutely. He's one of Suhang's most promising young talents. Perfect. This is it. Everything's finally returning to the proper plotline. Handing the project to Wang Rulong means he'll be the one covering up all the flaws in Far's tech. He needs this chance to show off. If I remember correctly, the company's vice president, surnamed Li, is in Rulong's pocket. Took 100 million wen bribe to push fake evaluations. Wang Yixue's eyes narrowed. Vice President Li? That would be Li Deshen, one of the most respected and loyal veterans of the company. He had decades of service and was highly trusted by the Wang family. He'd even spoken to her multiple times about this project, praised it as the future of the company, something that could sustain them for 20 years. As Tang Yu stacked the last of the folded clothes neatly on the table, he gave her a cold look. All done. Can I go now? Well, she said with a sweet smile, not bad. You're free to leave. Tang Yu didn't move, his gaze drifting toward her phone. Still waiting for you to delete those photos and videos, you know? What are you staring at? She said, pouting. I deleted everything. You think I'd actually keep that stuff? That'd be glorifying you. Tang Yu breathed a visible sigh of relief. You're right. A beautiful girl like you shouldn't have her reputation ruined by someone like me. He nodded quickly, spun on his heel, and bolted. Finally escaped from that devil woman. He practically leaped into his car, turned the key, and did what any sane man would do after surviving heroin hell. He started singing at the top of his lungs. The most beautiful flower on the steppe, the blazing red saralong, his mood soared. Today had been a mess, but he'd finally wrangled the plot back on track. Now Wang Yixue would follow her original storyline and fall for Ye Chen. All was well in the world again. Zhang Xiaoyu might be a bit off script, but Ye Chen already said he'd visit her grandfather. That's clearly where that subplot begins. As for Muyue, that woman was practically in Ye Chen's pocket already. She even staged a fake engagement to protect him. Classic heroine move. High-level execution. It's just, compared to me, the Go King of all Gao Kings, Still a little lacking. Once Ye Chen wins them all, the misunderstanding with me will clear itself up. Beautiful, elegant, seamless villain play. He stepped harder on the gas. All right, work's over. Time to enjoy the rich villain lifestyle. Meanwhile, at Tokai Group, inside the president's office, Muyue sat at her desk, flipping through documents. She was reviewing a mid-level real estate proposal, 10 billion yuan in capital. Not small, but not huge for the Su family either. Her secretary stood nearby, occasionally sneaking glances at Muyue's impossibly perfect side profile. She was beautiful, ethereal, and standing next to her made the secretary question everything. Same species, different league. What kind of genetics is this? It's already 6, Muyue said suddenly, not looking up. You're still here. Huh? The secretary blinked, caught off guard. I didn't hear the door. I thought it was still early. She smiled awkwardly. Usually by now, young Master Tang would come knocking, like clockwork. He's never missed a day in 3 years. Of course, Muyue never once accepted his dinner offers. But still, he came. And now, for the first time, silence. Her casual comment made Muyue pause. She glanced at the door. Right. He should be knocking. Normally, she found his persistence annoying. But today, there was a strange emptiness in its absence. I heard you're engaged now, the secretary asked, packing up her things. Congratulations, President Su. You and Tang shall make a great couple. Muyue made a soft sound. She couldn't concentrate anymore. The words on the page blurred. Engaged? Married a ghost, maybe? I know what that guy's really thinking. Liked me for 3 years. Then one morning, poof, he's over it. Like flipping a switch? It stung more than she wanted to admit. Sure, she'd ignored him for years. But still, the shift felt too fast. Didn't even put up a fight. How rude. She rubbed her temple, gathered her things, and left the office. As she walked through the halls, employees greeted her one by one. President Su. Working late again? Congratulations on the engagement. Their smiles were warm, polished, fake. She nodded politely, her expression unreadable. They call me the iceberg behind my back. I know, but what's the point of being warm in a place full of masks? She thought of Tang Yu again. That guy. Forget masks, he walked around emotionally naked. He could hear people's thoughts, and still acted like that. Maybe I should have said yes to dinner at least once, just once. Chapter 15. Back in her Maserati, Muyue hesitated, staring at her phone for a long time before finally opening up Tang Yu's WeChat. Are you free tonight? I want to talk to you. Tang Yu was cruising down the road when the message popped up. One glance at the sender and his foot nearly slipped off the pedal. But what the hell? What does Muyue want now? After thinking it over, he pulled over and tapped out a quick reply. Want to talk about canceling the engagement? Just say the word. We can go explain things to our parents right now. Muyue stared at the screen, stunned. A string of ellipses was all she could muster in return. Who said anything about canceling the engagement? I don't even know what I want to say. I just want to see him. Tang Yu saw the reply and nearly typed out, What's with the ellipses? That's the most passive-aggressive egg you can lay. But no. He caught himself. Too low class. What if she screenshots it and posts it like Wang Yixue did? Gotta keep it classy. So instead, he edited the message and sent, Say what you want or don't. If it's about canceling the engagement, we'll talk later. He frowned. This girl really acted her heart out to protect Ye Chen, and now I'm stuck in the fire pit? You think I'm going to be cool with that? Come on. Then came her next message. Do you really hate me that much? Tang Yu blinked. Girl, you used me as a human shield for a whole damn novel. What do you think? Obviously, you threw me under the bus. I don't like being used. Anyway, I'm going to hang out with a few younger sisters. If you want to cancel the engagement, contact me via Drift Bottle. He fired off the last message and chuckled. This tone's got to do it. Now she'll finally back off and go follow her real plotline as the heroine. But then another message popped up. You bastard! I'm not canceling anything. I'm marrying into your Tang family, so get ready. Tang Yu nearly dropped his phone. What? Are you insane? He fired back in a panic only to see the dreaded red exclamation mark. She blocked me? Tang Yu sat frozen in his seat. This girl's gone rogue. Her stubbornness is canon sure. But that stubbornness was supposed to be used for Ye Chen. Now she's stuck on me? What happened to the plot? He tried sending another message to apologize. Hey, I was joking just now. Let's talk about it, okay? Let's keep it civil. Red exclamation point. Great. She really blacklisted me. This woman eats soft, not hard. And here I was thinking most women like a bit of edge. Just then, his phone lit up again, this time from a different contact. Qinming. Tang Yu perked up. Qinming was the eldest son of the Qin family, one of Su Hang's 4 great families. In the original plot, he and Tang Yu were part of the infamous Four Young Masters of Suzhou and Hangzhou. In short, rich, flashy, and fated to be steamrolled by the protagonist. Qinming's end wasn't pretty. Tang Yu became a vegetable after Ye Chen beat him half to death. Qinming, poisoned. But now, Tang Yu had a plan. Why not use my villain advantages to solve this? It's time to do what villains do best scheme. Yo, big bro, what you been up to lately? Qinming texted. Where are you? I'm coming over. Galaxy Club, can you get here? Galaxy was an upscale entertainment club infamous for its wild parties, loud, smoky, and full of rich second-gens spending recklessly. In the past, Tang Yu, the self-restrained noble simp, would never step foot in such a place. But now, I'm rich. I'm handsome. Time to live like it. Nah, wait for me. Soon, a silver Lamborghini Veneno pulled up outside Galaxy Club. Heads turned instantly. Streamers live at the entrance whipped their cameras around. Damn, is that a Veneno? Aren't there only 2 of these in the entire country? Which rich god is driving that beast? Forget rich. I just want to be reincarnated into his dog's body. Ah! As Tang Yu stepped out, the murmurs turned into gasps. Zhao and Jun vibes but cooler. Tall, fit, tailored clothes. Easy swagger. He looked like the cover model of a high-end luxury magazine. Holy hell. That's the Tang family's eldest son. Well, they've got trillions in assets. This is his first time at a place like this, right? I'm going over. Austin. A small crowd of well-dressed girls began to flock to him. But the fastest of them all was a female influencer sweet face, skimpy clothes, fishnet stockings, clearly here to fish for whales. Seeing her chance, she stumbled accidentally right into Tang Yu's arms. Oh no. Sorry, Tang Xiao. I almost fell into you. Tang Yu caught her instinctively. Careful, he said with a smile. The girls around him swooned. Forget money. This guy's actually hot. The influencer opened her mouth to say something flirty. But before she could, more girls swarmed in. Tang Xiao, I'm Wei Wei. Want to play a few rounds later? Tang Xiao, can I add you on WeChat? Do you come here often? They pulled out their phones, leaned in, adjusted their skirts, and one of them, bold as hell, pinched his ass. Meanwhile, the bystanders nearby were filled with pure envy. So he's rich, handsome, and surrounded by women? God really doesn't share. Tang Yu's mind, meanwhile, was spinning. So, this is what being tall, rich, and handsome feels like? I get it now. I've been living in simp mode this whole time. Those previous villains in other stories, were they even trying? Why be some underground gang thug with a 6-figure debt when you could be me? Chapter 016. While Tang Yu was being swarmed by women outside the Galaxy Club, a young man near the entrance caught sight of the chaos. Wait, isn't that my big bro? Recognizing Tang Yu, the guy Qinming immediately rushed over. But trying to push through a pack of club girls was like trying to part the Red Sea. Excuse me, can I get through here? He called out. At the sound of his voice, a few girls turned and instantly lit up. Oh, wow, it's Qin Xiao. Qin Xiao's here too? Their attitudes shifted fast. After all, when you can't marry the mayor, being the mayor's wife's cousin isn't bad either. Qinming flashed his best grin. All right, don't crowd my big bro. It's his first time here. If you swarm him like this, he might run off. With some reluctance, the girls made way. Qinming grabbed Tang Yu's arm and pulled him out of the circle. So, bro, how does it feel coming here for the first time? Tang Yu gave a solemn nod. Not bad. They're all good girls. Yes, they smoked, drank, had tattoos, and danced like their souls were trying to escape their bodies. But still, good girls. As long as they didn't want to marry him. Qinming laughed. Exactly. Good girls, all of them. Come on, let's go inside and find somewhere quiet to sit. No need for quiet. Let's go straight in. Tang Yu pointed toward the entrance of the club. He didn't come here to sip tea and chat. When you're a villain, you never know if you'll see tomorrow. Might as well enjoy the night. Qinming was stunned. Are you serious right now? He reached out and touched Tang Yu's forehead, half joking, half concerned. What are you doing? Tang Yu swatted his hand away and strode inside like a boss. Tonight, I'm living my best life. And not even Jesus can stop me. Damn, Big Bro's really broken bad. Qinming followed, looking both worried and impressed. It wasn't even dark yet, but Galaxy Club was already a vortex of noise and neon. On the dance floor, bodies twisted in sync with thundering beats. Girls in skimpy outfits danced like it was an Olympic sport. Sweat, perfume, and hormones were thick in the air. Qinming led Tang Yu to high table number 1, his personal booth. Drinks were delivered almost instantly. along with a group of provocatively dressed women, but Qinming waved them off. Tonight wasn't about partying, it was about Tang Yu. After pouring a drink, he looked at him seriously. Bro, you're acting real different tonight. What do you mean? Tang Yu sipped casually. You never came to places like this before. People change. Tang Yu clinked glasses with him. Qinming hesitated, then asked, weren't you just engaged to Muyue? Won't she be pissed if she finds out you're here? Wasn't all your effort for nothing? Tang Yu smirked and slid his phone across the table. Take a look. Qinming scrolled through the chat and almost choked. Yo, bro, this is really you? Talking to Muyue like this? Yup. Damn, I've waited 3 years to see you stop licking boots. Honestly, if we weren't best friends, I would have cut you off out of secondhand embarrassment. Qinming was fired up. He poured another drink and raised his glass high. Back in junior high, Tang Yu once saved Qinming from drowning. From that moment on, he'd followed him like a loyal little brother. But Tang Yu's past 3 years of simping had been hard to watch, even by rich second-gen standards. You're a legend, man. Tang Yu downed the shot and sighed. But be real, what is this woman's deal? I ignore her for once and suddenly she wants to marry me? Qinming clicked his tongue. Not women, man, it's textbook. They only know how much they want something once it's gone. Tang Yu frowned. Something still didn't sit right. She's the heroine. She's not supposed to like the villain. Where's the twist? There's got to be a setup coming. So, how do I make her give up on me? Tang Yu asked earnestly. If anyone knew how to drive women away, it was Qinming. This guy had a 2,000-plus body count and couldn't name half of them. Qinming's face lit up. Simple becomes scum, like me. He wasn't always like this. But at 17, when he overheard his father discussing an arranged marriage with a 200-pound heiress, he snapped. In less than 6 months, Qinming became the most infamous playboy prince in Suhang and successfully killed the engagement. You know what? You're right. Tang Yu's eyes lit up. That's it. I've been too tame. My villain aura isn't strong enough. All the past villain failures? They weren't villain enough. He needed to fully commit to the bit. Come on, bro, toast. From now on, we'll be the Twin Kings of Galaxy Club. Tang Yu raised his glass. Qinming grinned. Cheers to that. This is our turf now. He glanced around the club like a seasoned predator. But most of the girls were familiar faces. Kind of a slow night. You cool with making do? Qinming asked. Tang Yu waved dismissively. Whatever, surprise me. Qinming made a call. Minutes later, 7 or 8 girls with various looks and styles walked over, all hovering around 75 points in appearance, but all dolled up and eager. You 4 go keep my big bro company. First time here, take good care of him, but not too good, he added with a wink. The 4 girls immediately surrounded Tang Yu. Tang Xiao, let me feed you a drink. Tang Xiao, your biceps are amazing. I work out too, want to feel my abs? What's your type, Tang Xiao? We can cosplay it later. They were all over him, some already halfway on his lap. And just like that, Tang Yu realized, being rich and hot, pretty damn great. So this is what they meant by living the villain life. Chapter 17. By the way, big bro, don't you want to make Muyue mad? How about I shoot a quick video of you right now and post it online? Guarantee she sees it. Qinming leaned in like he'd just unlocked a villainous achievement. He'd wanted to mess with Muyue for ages. Tang Yu paused, then grinned. Hiss! You're a genius, man. Clearly he still had a lot to learn. When it came to damaging reputations, Qinming was in a league of his own. All right, strike a pose, big bro, hug left and right. Ladies, lean in and don't forget to look like you're having a little too much fun. Oh, and remember your lines. Qinming directed the scene like a true cinematographer, shooting a 10-second clip with his phone. When it was done, he handed it over. Check it out. If you're not satisfied, I can always film something hotter. Hotel, maybe? Tang Yu snatched the phone and gave him a look. Calm down, you degenerate. He just wanted to look like a scumbag, not become a national pariah. Reputation destroying is an art. Tang Yu watched the video twice. He looked like a total sleazebag just right. Surrounded by girls laughing wildly. The whole vibe screamed black 5-man party vibes. Perfect. He handed the phone back to Qinming, satisfied. Posted. Qinming grinned and uploaded it immediately to his short video account, which had over 6 million followers. The guy was famous for flaunting wealth and hosting massive giveaways, so his reach was huge. Even better, Muyue followed him. He typed the caption, "Brought my bro Tang Yu to Galaxy Club tonight. What can I say, handsome, is popular." 2 minutes after posting, the views exploded. Who's this guy? So hot. Is he an actor? Tang Yu? Wait, isn't that the Tang family heir? Bro, give me his Aria right now. To make sure Su Muyue saw it, Qin Ming directly ape-tagged her. He'd had it with that icy attitude of hers. This was revenge for his bro, and for the years of watching her keep Tang Yu at arm's length. Meanwhile, at home, Su Muyue sat curled up on her couch, still slightly red-eyed from crying in the car earlier. That idiot? Why did he talk to me like that today? Trying to distract herself, she opened her phone and scrolled through short videos. That's when a notification popped up. Qin Ming mentioned you in a post. Huh? Why would he tag me? She and Qin Ming weren't exactly close. At best acquaintances. Still, curiosity got the better of her. She tapped the alert. The video opened automatically. And then she saw it. Tang Yu arms around multiple women, laughing, drinking, letting them feed him grapes like he was some degenerate emperor. Big bro, with this many girls, doesn't this count as being scummy? One asked in the video. Scum? Tang Yu replied, grinning. Nah, I'm just giving all the world's women a home. Su Muyue's expression darkened. Her chest tightened and tears welled up again. Is this the guy who chased me for 3 years? That Tang Yu? She'd never felt so humiliated. Never felt so hurt. But the pain twisted into confusion. Wait a minute. He hated drinking. Never went to clubs. Definitely wasn't the type to flirt like that, at least. Not publicly. This whole thing felt staged. Wait. He did this on purpose. Her tears stopped. She walked to the mirror, dabbed away the streaks on her face, and pulled out her makeup pouch. If he thinks he can fool me, he's got another thing coming. Back at Galaxy Club, Tang Yu's phone lit up again. Tang Xiao, your phone's ringing, said one of the girls, handing it to him with a sweet smile. Thanks. He reached out and gave her cheek a playful pinch coming away with a thumb full of foundation. Didn't see that. He glanced at the screen. Su Muyue. He smirked. Bingo, he picked up. Hello, what's your problem? Did I make you that mad? Her voice trembled. Not angry. Just hurt. Huh? Sorry. Can't hear you super loud in here. Did you say something about calling off the engagement? Cool. Let's discuss that tomorrow, yeah? Never mind. I'm coming to find you. She hung up. Tang Yu stared at the phone and frowned. Wait, she's not breaking off the engagement? She's coming here? Is she still acting? Or is she just completely unhinged? Before he could spiral further, Qin Ming leaned in. What's up? Was that her? Yeah, she's coming here. Tang Yu grinned. Perfect. The more she hates me, the better. You're really pushing it tonight, bro. Qin Ming laughed, then suddenly slapped his forehead. Crap, I almost forgot. Forgot what? I invited someone here. A real bombshell. Easily on Su Muyue's level. Pfft, yeah, right. I swear, I'd never lie to you. You'll see in a sec. Qin Ming turned to the girls and waved them off. All right, ladies, go have fun. Put everything on my tab. My big bro and I have business. The girls pouted but didn't argue. A free night at Galaxy? They were out. Once they were gone, Qin Ming pulled out his phone. Bro, this girl's elite, I'm telling you. If Su Muyue sees you with her, she's gonna explode. Tang Yu snorted. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. But secretly, he was intrigued. Look, I'm not about to hook up with heroines. That's death. But other girls? Why not? 10 minutes later, a slender woman entered the club. Wearing a sleek dress and carrying a designer bag, she had the confident elegance of someone used to being chased. She walked over with a smile and greeted, Good evening, Qin Xiao. Sister Ling Han, Qin Ming beamed. Let me introduce you. This is my big bro, Tang Yu. Chapter 18. Tang Yu looked up at the woman Qin Ming had invited and immediately had to admit the kid wasn't exaggerating. She was stunning. If you compared her face alone, she could easily go toe-to-toe with Su Muyue. But what truly set her apart was her aura. She exuded charm, a kind of slow-burning, seductive energy that made people want to get closer without even realizing it. Her outfit didn't help either. She wore a white, semi-transparent blouse that clung to her curves, just enough to make everything else a guessing game. A tight black leather skirt hugged her hips, showing off a killer figure, and those legs, long, smooth, and dazzling in a pair of sheer stockings, made it difficult to look anywhere else. As soon as she saw Tang Yu, she gave him a surprised glance with her sultry peach blossom eyes. Then, with a graceful smile, she sat down beside him and extended her hand. Hi, Tang Xiao, you're even more handsome than I imagined. I'm Ling Han. Nice to meet you. Tang Yu smiled, shaking her soft, icy cool hand. The pleasure's all mine, Miss Ling. Getting to know a beauty like you is a privilege. Then his pupils suddenly contracted. Oh, wait a damn second, isn't this the jade-faced fox? Son of a Ye Chen already set this up? Moved that fast? No. Wait. She's not after me. She's here for Qin Ming. Tang Yu's brain fired on all cylinders. Meanwhile, Ling Han, still smiling, froze inside. What was that just now? Did I just hear his thoughts? She blinked. For a moment, she thought he had spoken, but his lips hadn't moved at all. No, not ventriloquism. I know that trick too well. This was different. As a top-level operative in the Dragon Soul organization, Ling Han had seen all kinds of strange. But hearing someone's thoughts? That was a first. On the other side of the table, Qinming was practically pouting. Watching them shake hands had stirred a small wave of jealousy. Big bro's too handsome. Girls can't even resist shaking his hand like it's foreplay. Wow, big bro, Qinming said aloud, giving Tang Yu a thumbs up and mouthing, righteous enough? Righteous your sister. That's a killer, you lunatic. Her target is you, not me. Why the hell would you throw her in my lap? I treat you like a brother, and you try to get me assassinated. Ling Han's eye twitched slightly. Yep, I heard that. I can hear his thoughts. Definitely not normal. She recovered quickly and smiled. Tang Xiao, you've got such nice skin, so smooth and pale. Your hands are even softer than mine. Thanks? Tang Yu gave an awkward smile and quickly pulled his hand back. She was dangerous, no doubt about it. He shifted uncomfortably and subtly leaned away. The girl was a walking hazard sign. Is something wrong? Ling Han asked sweetly, noting his movement. Nah, just been sitting too long. My butt's a little sore. Please don't get any closer. Stick to the mission. Remember your target, Qinming. You don't want tooth decay, right? That's him, not me. I'll even remind him to hide out in Brazil if things go south. But I am not dying here tonight. Ling Han internally. This guy's way too righteous. Still, it stunned her how much he knew. How could a rich second-gen playboy know this much about Dragon Soul's targets, let alone its internal rules? He didn't just sound clever, he sounded informed. This was no ordinary air. And well, if you're sore, I can give you a massage. I majored in medicine, you know, Ling Han purred, placing a hand on his thigh. Qinming grinned like a proud matchmaker. Big bro, you really hit the jackpot. Sister Ling Han never offered to rub my legs. Oh, sure, rub my leg and then break it later. Tang Yu chuckled awkwardly. Appreciate it, but I think my butt miraculously healed. Oh, that's a shame, Ling Han teased, lifting her glass. Yeah, well, let's drink to new friendships then. Tang Yu nodded and lifted his own, all while trying to game plan his survival. According to the original story arc, Ye Chen's strategy upon returning to China was clear. Take control of Suhong by toppling or manipulating the four major families. The Tang family, the Wang family, the Qin family, and the Su family. By systematically picking them off, Ye Chen would become the de facto ruler of the city, an uncrowned king. Qinming, being the only male heir of the Qin family, was a major obstacle, which was why Dragon Soul had sent someone like her. Ling Han, the jade-faced fox, was an elite seductress assassin. She'd hook Qinming, lure him into a scandal with another rich heir, pit the two against each other, and then poison Qinming when things got messy. Ye Chen would swoop in during the chaos, play savior, and reap the rewards. Good news, she's not here for me. Even better, Dragon Soul's strict. They never change targets mid-mission. I'm just background noise. So I just need to play dumb, act annoying, and make her lose interest. Easy. Ling Han stared at him with renewed interest. He knows this much about our plan? This is not normal. She glanced at Qinming, then back at Tang Yu. Just what kind of person are you? Tang Yu suddenly leaned closer, turning on a sleazy smile. Miss Ling, you're stunning. Any chance you've got a boyfriend? Chapter 19. No way, Tang Xiao. You're not going to introduce me? Ling Han said with a soft smile. She leaned in closer to Tang Yu, her gaze teasing as she subtly flirted. Trying to push me away? Not a chance. She wanted to test exactly how much this man knew about her, and the organization behind her. Now what the hell? Aren't you supposed to be going after Qinming right now? Why are you glued to me instead? Or wait, is this some reverse psych mind game? Are you acting like this on purpose because you know Qinming has a thing for being the other guy? Whatever, keep acting. Life's just a stage, right? I'll use you to take down Sumiyu's manipulative self. Tang Yu's thoughts were already racing as he calculated the best way to handle this. Smiling coolly, he slipped an arm around Ling Han and said, So, Miss Ling, any hobbies? Maybe I know someone with similar interests. Hobbies, she said playfully. I like dancing and music. What about you, Tang Xiao? We're pretty similar then. I love music too, and, well, Movies that aren't exactly PG. Tang Yu delivered that with a completely straight face. Chinming, mid-sip, nearly spat out his drink. Big bro's got the riz of a caveman. Respect. Ling Han laughed lightly, pretending to be bashful. Tang Xiao, you're terrible. Relax, just messing around, Tang Yu chuckled. What kind of guy do you think I am? I was wondering, Ling Han replied sweetly. Well, let me confirm your suspicions. Yes, I'm absolutely that kind of guy. Tang Yu smirked. Both Ling Han and Chinming couldn't help but be speechless. That you're surprisingly funny, Tang Xiao, Ling Han said as she leaned closer, playing along. Ha! Don't give me that act. I've seen too many sugar-coated bombs to fall for it now. Women like you, all you do is mess with my peaceful life. And that Ye Chen guy? What a trashy stallion. He even seduces women from his own organization just to save them mid-mission and play hero. Ling Han froze slightly. Wait, how does he know about that? She'd been saved twice in the past year by Ye Chen, and both times the missions had been far more dangerous than she was initially told. Until now, she had always thought those close calls were pure bad luck. But what Tang Yu was suggesting made too much sense. How much does he know? She wanted to ask desperately, but couldn't. Not without exposing herself. Just then, someone else finally arrived at the club. Like a storm in heels, Su Muyue stepped into the Galaxy Club. Wearing a perfectly tailored outfit and a face full of determination, she headed straight for the #1 VIP booth. Everyone who saw her was stunned. Some people tried to approach her. A few even got ready to play the hero, thinking she was a lone beauty in trouble. But the moment they saw her head straight for Tang Yu, they all chickened out. No one was dumb enough to mess with that level of drama. Tang Yu! Her eyes burned as she caught sight of Ling Han leaning against Tang Yu, a picture of smug charm. Jealousy flared. What? You finally here to talk about the divorce? Tang Yu greeted her with a grin, unbothered. That's right, stinky woman. See what I've got wrapped around me? You jealous yet? Come on, do it. Splash a drink, make a scene, throw some heroin rage at me. Let's get this plot moving. But instead of exploding, Su Muyue's expression softened. She sat down beside him with elegance and said gently, What divorce? After all this time together, you really want to throw it all away? I saw you drinking here alone, she added, pouring herself a drink. I thought I'd join you. Chinming stared in disbelief. Bro, what? Was this the Sumuyu? Cold, untouchable Sumuyu? And now she was sipping champagne like she didn't just catch her fiancé cuddling a random beauty? Tang Yu was dumbfounded. What is happening? You're supposed to go ballistic. Scream, slap me. You're Sumuyue Su freaking Bingshen. Fine, I'll help you get there. Just a little more provocation. He turned to Ling Han and said shamelessly, You should really drink somewhere else, Sumuyue. You're interrupting me and Miss Ling. Look at that. Degenerate villain behavior on full display. Slap incoming in 3, 2. But instead of reacting, Sumuyue just smiled sweetly and held Tang Yu's arm. No need. You can do what you want. I'll wait until you're done and we'll go home together, okay? Tang Yu's soul nearly left his body. Is this even legal? What happened to shame? Dignity? I'm the villain. You're supposed to hate me. This is emotional abuse. All right, fine. You want to play? I'll play dirtier. As you like, Tang Yu muttered coldly. Then Miss Ling and I will be stepping out for a bit. He pulled Ling Han to her feet and walked off. Chinming, still seated, blinked slowly. Big bro's on fire tonight. Meanwhile, Sumuya remained at the table, sipping her drink, eyes calm, lips curved in a soft smile. She knew it was all an act. He was just trying to get her to end things. But it hurt a little, how easily he pushed her away. Those 3 years, was it all fake? Chapter 20. Ling Han, though held in Tang Yu's arms, was on high alert, ready to strike at any moment. She'd used her beauty many times before to lure her targets in, but that didn't mean she let anyone actually get close. So when Tang Yu led her out the back door of the Galaxy Club, her voice lowered into a shy, almost coy whisper. Tang Xiao, where are you taking me? Tang Yu, still keeping up his act, casually removed his multi-million-dollar watch and slipped it into her hand. Consider it a gift, he said smoothly. I like girls like you, smart, sensible. You don't come around asking for money every 5 seconds. He paused, tone dipping into disdain. Unlike Su Muyu, who begs for handouts the second we meet. Can't even look at her without losing my appetite. I'll deal with her soon, talk about divorce and all that. Next time, you and I can have a proper drink. With that, Tang Yu turned around and walked back into the club, his mood a few notches lighter. No matter how well Muyue acted, she was still his. And Ling Han, she would report everything back to Ye Chen. That was the plan. No way Ye Chen would think Tang Yu was trying to steal his woman after this. Ling Han, watching his figure disappear, slipped the watch into her purse. A killer still appreciated shiny things after all. She returned to her car, tapped her phone, and called Ye Chen. He picked up almost immediately. "Hunter, how's the mission going?" Ye Chen's voice had its usual warmth, the kind that used to make Ling Han's heart flutter. Not anymore. Ever since hearing Tang Yu's internal thoughts, something had shifted. That familiar pet name suddenly felt gross, fake, forced. "I got close to the target," she said plainly, "but I ran into Tang Yu and Muyue." "Tang Yu? What's he doing with her?" Ye Chen's voice sharpened. "They were drinking at a bar." Ye Chen's tone darkened with fury. "Ah, so he's trying to get her drunk? Trying to take advantage of her?" Ling Han hesitated. They weren't drinking much. If anything, Muyue seemed to be the one taking initiative. There was a pause on the line. Then Ye Chen exploded. "Impossible. Muyue has only ever loved me. There's no way she'd make a move on anyone else. Hunter, you need to keep an eye on her. Protect her." There it was again, that possessive, arrogant tone. It grated more now than it ever had before. "Understood," Ling Han said coolly. Then she added, "Actually, I'd like to adjust the mission. I want to get closer to Tang Yu. From what I've seen, I'll be able to protect Muyue and gather more information from inside the Tang family." Ye Chen didn't hesitate. "Do it. The Qin family can wait. Just don't let that bastard touch my woman." "Got it?" He was still speaking when a squat man rolled up beside him in a security patrol cart. Liang Fan, the neighborhood's security chief. Ye Chen, dressed in a cheap security uniform and holding a walkie-talkie, barely had time to turn before Liang kicked him in the backside. "A new guy, what the hell are you doing yelling on your phone during patrol hours?" And who the hell is touching your woman?" "What, someone stole your blow-up doll?" Liang spat, disgusted. Ye Chen's jaw clenched. This fat bastard, he wanted nothing more than to end the man right there. If this weren't inside the country, if it weren't for the plan, he would have turned Liang into a stain on the pavement. He gritted his teeth. "To Manager Liang, the company handbook says we can answer calls on duty. The handbook also says shut your damn mouth and do what you're told. Now move it or lose it, hero." Liang drove off with a scoff. Ye Chen stood there, fuming, humiliated, and mentally noting Liang's name. Once this plan is done, he dies. After Tang Yu. But Liang dies first. Meanwhile, Ling Han had already ended the call. She rolled her eyes and sneered. This is the so-called Dragon King? Using bottom-feeder tactics to pick up girls? Faking jobs as a security guard to act pitiful? No wonder Tang Yu calls him a stallion. He's got nothing but tricks and ego. She looked down at the glittering watch in her palm. Tang Yu had seen through the organization. He had insight no one else had. Compared to Ye Chen, there wasn't even a contest anymore. Back at the number 1 booth, Tang Yu returned to find Muyue slumped over the table. Yep, she was out cold. 3 drinks, and she was already down for the count. Qinming looked up, startled. "What, wipe, big bro, done already?" "Done your sister," Tang Yu snapped. "I didn't do anything. I sent her away. She's dangerous. Don't deal with her again, got it?" His voice was serious now. As much as he joked, Tang Yu had real concern for Qinming. He'd inherited the original host's memories, and with them, real brotherhood. Qinming had a good heart, but in the original story, he was collateral damage. Just another roadblock Ye Chen crushed without hesitation. "You got it, big bro," Qinming nodded. "But what about her?" He gestured to Muyue. Tang Yu sighed. "I'll take her home." As much as she annoyed him, he couldn't just leave her like this, especially not in this kind of place. If something did happen to her, wouldn't that make me the green hat giver to the Dragon King? Actually, kind of funny. But no, stay focused. Be a proper villain. Not a monster. He gently lifted her into his arms. The warmth of her body. The faint scent of perfume mixed with alcohol. Her soft, barely conscious mumble against his neck. All of it made him pause. Why does she smell so good? He shook it off and turned to go. Even a villain needed boundaries, right? Chapter 21. Because he'd been drinking, Tang Yu made the smart call. He phoned 2 of the Tang family's bodyguards to come pick him up. No drunk driving. Period. That's a death flag in every urban cool novel ever written. Some villain always gets killed that way. Not this guy. I plan to live to the finale with all limbs intact. Soon a sleek black Rolls-Royce pulled up. Tang Yu got in, still carrying Muyue like a backpack. One of the bodyguards hopped out to drive his Lamborghini Poison back to the estate. 2 luxury cars cruised through the night streets, his personal convoy. Tang Yu relaxed in the back seat, Muyue draped over him like a sleepy koala. Her cheeks were flushed, her breathing light. She suddenly giggled and leaned her head on his shoulder. Hey, stay on your side. He gently pushed her off. Up front, the bodyguard glanced at the rearview mirror and nearly drove into a light pole. Holy hell, is this really the same Tang Xiao? The guy who used to lick this woman's high heels like a gourmet dessert? Word was, Tang Yu had once been beaten half to death by his old man just for licking too hard. Still went out of the hospital the next day with a bouquet in hand. But now he was swatting her away like a drunk mosquito. Except Muyue wasn't giving up. She smirked and leaned in again, wrapping around him like a sleepy octopus. I want to cuddle, she murmured. You what now? Tang Yu stared at her, horrified. This isn't the Iceberg Queen. This is a feral stray. He pushed her back again. But she was stronger than she looked. Drunken martial arts trained women? Yeah, that's unfair. In a flash, she was climbing on top of him, grinning like a fox. Come here, kiss. Nope. Hey, Lao Wang, drive faster. Sorry, boss, the bodyguard called. I can't help while we're on the highway. Tang Yu squirmed desperately, trying to keep his dignity intact. But she pinned his wrists like a pro and aimed a kiss at his mouth. He managed to dodge barely. Instead, she kissed his cheek. Then another, and another. Soon his face looked like a lipstick crime scene. Hey, I kissed you. Why aren't you kissing me back? She pouted. You're seriously unhinged. Because you stopped licking me, she muttered, suddenly pitiful. You said you'd lick me forever. You lied. Tang Yu stared at her, heart pounding. 3 years of chasing, 3 years of rejection. And now you want to be the clingy one?
She suddenly nuzzled against him, eyes watering.
I'm sorry, can I lick you instead? Just don't ignore me, okay? Tang Yu's resistance shattered for a moment. But before he could respond, she passed out cold on his chest. He let out a long breath. She finally shut down. 1 more minute of that, and I was going to report a Me Too on myself. 10 minutes later, the car pulled into the Tang estate. Tang Yu carefully carried Muyue out of the car, only to see a tall, angry figure waiting at the front gates. Tang Gangcheng, his father, face dark as thunderclouds, hands flexing. Belt already unbuckled. Tang Yu froze. Nope. I know that look. That's the you humiliate our family look. That's the get the 7 wolves belt look. Dad, chill. Tang Yu held up a hand, still carrying Muyue like a bridal prize. Yo, you brat. Just got your engagement sorted and already dragging women back home? Tang Gangcheng barked, gripping his belt tighter. This isn't some random woman, Tang Yu yelled. Why, it's Muyue. Tang Gangcheng squinted, then looked again. His face twitched. He slowly slid the belt back onto his waist. The bodyguards hiding in the shadows, his silent execution squad peeked out sheepishly. Tang Yu sighed in relief. Then his mother, Zi Hongying, walked up holding a box of Yunnan Baiyao. Fantastic. A full one-stop domestic violence care package. Beat first, bandage later. Chapter 22. Tang Yu carried Muyue on his back, a deep black line forming on his forehead. As soon as they stepped into the yard, Tang Gangcheng's sharp voice came slicing through the air. How much did you pour into her? She's drunk out of her mind. Tang Yu sighed. She drank on her own, couldn't even handle 3 glasses. Bull, Tang Gangcheng snorted. That girl never touches that kind of place. Don't think I don't know what's going on in your perverted little brain. He glared, the look of a seasoned father who had once walked that same path and knew exactly what that look in his son's eye meant. Tang Yu almost choked on his own breath. Seriously? Can't you see the lipstick all over my face? You think I did that to myself? Once they got inside, Mother Tang gently helped Muyue off his back. I'll take her to your room to rest. Guest room! Tang Gangcheng cut in immediately. What's she doing in his room? His tone carried that no-nonsense authority of a man who wasn't afraid to use a belt to drive home a point. Mother Tang smiled sweetly, gently nodding. She got the message. But she still had that gleam in her eyes, the kind only matchmaking mothers had. Tang Gangcheng turned to his son with a stern expression. I know you've liked her for a few years now, but some things can't be rushed. It has to be mutual. He raised an eyebrow. Try anything, and I'll break all 3 of your legs. Dad, I'm not even into her anymore. Seriously. Oh, then who are you into? Wang family's daughter? Or the little Chin girl? Tang Yu winced. Every single one of those is a landmine. In the original story, Ye Chen swiped all of them into his harem. The Tang family's the only one that didn't get taken because we were already married. The rest all fell to Ye Chen's charm and cheap moral code. He kept his mouth shut. After getting his ear pulled for a while longer and miraculously dodging a beating, Tang Yu finally escaped to his room, showered, and collapsed into his designer bed. The life of a rich man, so glamorous, so boring, so exhausting. Meanwhile, in the guest room, Muyue stirred. Her long lashes fluttered. She'd sobered up hours ago. Truth be told, she hadn't been that drunk. Buzzed, yes? but the alcohol just gave her an excuse to act on things she normally wouldn't dare say or do. Kissing him like that, leaning on him like that. She groaned and buried her face in the pillow. "What was I thinking?" she whispered, cheeks burning. "I have to face him tomorrow. How am I supposed to look him in the eye?" She tossed and turned, guilt and embarrassment keeping her up until nearly 3 in the morning. The next day, knock, knock, knock. "Muyue, are you up? Breakfast is ready," came Mother Tang's warm voice. "Okay, Auntie," Su Muyue answered sleepily. She sat up, bleary-eyed, dark circles under her eyes. She hadn't slept well. As she stepped into the hallway, she bumped right into Tang Yu. He was in pajamas, looking way too awake and energized for someone who should have been recovering from a night out. He glanced at her, then gave a casual nod. "Morning. Why is she staring at me like that? Don't tell me she remembers last night. Note to self, never let her drink again. One more glass and my noble villain body's getting defiled." Hearing his internal monologue, Su Muyu's face flushed red. He remembers. "Crap, I kissed him. Multiple times. Oh God, I'm dying." She avoided his gaze, mumbled a greeting, and quickly walked ahead of him. "Yes, that's the reaction I wanted. Be cold. Be distant. That's the heroin energy we need." Tang Yu grinned a little behind her. Everything's back on track. At the breakfast table, Mother Tang had prepared the spread herself. No chefs, no help. She wanted everything to be perfect. After all, it was the first time her future daughter-in-law was eating breakfast with the family. "Good morning, Uncle, Auntie," Su Muyue greeted politely. "Morning, Muyue." Father Tang and Mother Tang smiled warmly. They were still very fond of her, despite their son's long, humiliating pursuit. Tang Yu sat down and dove straight into the Xiaolong Bao like a starving dog. "Hey, what are you doing?" Mother Tang snapped. "Serve Muyue first." "She's not a child. She has hands," Tang Yu said without even looking up. "I am not going to serve her food. She wants it. She can reach. This villain's got boundaries, okay? One dish and I become another servant in her reverse harem." Hearing his thoughts, Su Muyue almost choked on her porridge. This bastard. Just a plate of dumplings. It's not like she was asking him to hand-feed her. "It's okay, Auntie, I'll get it myself," she said quickly, trying not to let the guilt show. "Sorry again for yesterday. I drank too much and caused trouble." "Oh, no trouble at all," Mother Tang said warmly. "Oh, but this brat!" She turned to glare at her son. "Shouldn't have taken you to drink in the first place." "Hey, I didn't," Tang Yu protested. "Ask Qinming. I was the responsible one." "It's not his fault," Su Muyue said softly, eyes lowered. "I wanted to go. I forced him to take me." Father Tang and Mother Tang exchanged a look and nodded, smiling even wider now. What a good girl. She's lying to protect him. A perfect daughter-in-law, unlike this ungrateful punk son of mine. Tang Yu chewed silently. "Dead woman. You're playing the long game, huh? Now you're farming goodwill points with my parents to lock down this marriage. Fine, I'll give it to you. You win this round." After finishing off the Xiaolong Bao, Tang Yu set down his chopsticks and spoke up. "Dad, Mom. You can see for yourselves, we're clearly not compatible. I think it's best if we whop." Tang Gangcheng slapped a belt onto the table like a police detective slapping down a confession. Tang Yu froze mid-sentence. "I was just going to say, I think we need matching couple outfits." Father Tang glared. "That's what I thought." Forget it. Can't even finish a sentence without facing a belt. Breakfast in a rich family comes with violence. Chapter 23. "Dad, don't hit him. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I did something to upset him. I'll fix it." Su Muyue looked at Father Tang with a soft, aggrieved expression, trying to defuse the tension. Tang Gangcheng sighed, his eyes softening as he put the belt away. This kid just has itchy skin. He gave Tang Yu a look that said, "You're lucky she's here." Honestly, he didn't dislike this girl, quite the opposite. For years, his son chased her with zero success. Now that they were finally on good terms and things looked like they might work out, this idiot wanted to start acting up? Not on my watch. In the laughter and warmth of Tang mother and father's teasing, breakfast finally ended. Tang Yu, however, felt like a prisoner of war, quietly chewing through food while dodging metaphorical landmines and literal belts. Tang Wang Group, Office of the General Manager. Wang Yixui sat at her desk, flipping through a thick investigation report on the French company Fars. Tang Yu's inner monologue still echoed in her mind from a few days ago. After careful vetting and follow-up, her suspicions were no longer just gut feelings. They were facts. Fars company had serious issues, and not just mismanagement. We're talking cooked books, phantom tech, and shady partnerships. Worse, Vice President Ye Chen, who had been aggressively pushing for the partnership, had some financial skeletons of his own. A sudden transfer of 20 million yuan to his wife's bank account raised red flags. The source? A C-list starlet named He Na, known in the tabloids for dating rich men, and who just so happened to be Wang Rulong's mistress, Wang Yixue muttered, her voice cold as steel. So that's it. Her cousin paid off Li Deshen through Hina 20 million as a deposit, no doubt. That's how he bought corporate support. A chilling silence hung in the air as Wang Yixue leaned back in her chair. Rulong, you really have no shame, do you? Still, her eyes weren't just on her backstabbing cousin. They were fixed on a name that hadn't left her mind for days. Ye Chen, the man who, according to all gathered intel, shouldn't exist. Everything about him was a blur. The only real lead she had was a mysterious company called Joaquin, which recently became the largest shareholder of FARS. But Ye Chen wasn't listed anywhere. Too clean, too careful, too suspicious. All right, no sudden moves. Wang Yixue was a shark, and sharks don't thrash. They circle until it's time to strike. She reached for her phone. 10 minutes later, Li Deshen entered her office, suit pressed, face practiced. President Wang, you called for me? She didn't bother standing. Mr. Li, how long have you worked here? 30 years, ma'am, he said smoothly. I've given my whole life to this company. Is that so? Slam. She brought her hand down on the desk, her voice ice cold. Is your loyalty worth 100 million yen, Mr. Li? The color drained from his face. 100 million. That number was specific. Too specific. Still, he forced a chuckle. President Wang, I don't understand what you mean. I don't like games, she said, her tone dropping a register. Now, you know how we deal with traitors. If you don't care about yourself, maybe you care about your family. The warning hit like a freight train. His legs gave out. He collapsed to his knees. President Wang, I had no choice. It was young Master Rulong. He threatened, he insisted. The confession spilled out like a dam breaking. She listened quietly, her face unreadable. Everything Tang Yu had muttered under his breath that day had now been confirmed. FARS was a trap. Wang Rulong had planned this entire mess with outside help. And Ye Chen? Still in the shadows, but his scent was all over it. When Li Deshen finished, she spoke calmly. I'm giving you a second chance. Really? He stammered. Go to Wang Rulong. Tell him I've approved the cooperation. We'll wire the money within 24 hours. Li Deshen's eyes widened. Wait, President Wang, you're still going through with the deal? Do as I said, and tell him to push FARS to wire their portion ASAP. Confused but relieved, Li Deshen bowed several times and scurried out. As he stepped into the elevator, Wang Rulong was just stepping out. Mr. Li? Ah, young Master Rulong. Li Deshen bowed slightly. President Wang has agreed. She's signing the contracts and instructed me to inform finance for payment. Rulong's grin practically split his face. Finally, he clapped Li Deshen on the shoulder like a long-lost brother. Once the money was in play, he'd push Yixu out, claim credit for the deal, and take over the company from the inside. And then, well, she'd marry him, of course. What else could a woman like her do once she had nothing left? Oh, she also said to have FARS wire their share immediately, Li Deshen added. Sure, Rulong waved it off. Mr. Li, you've done well. That remaining 80 million bonus I promised, it's coming your way. Meanwhile, Ye Chen, wearing a security guard uniform, was making rounds at a luxury housing complex. His phone rang. Now, Wang Rulong? He answered with a smirk. Got it. Good work. Sit tight. The Tang Wang group will be yours soon. After hanging up, Ye Chen's smirk faded. Idiot. He made another call. A deep voice answered. Dragon King orders? Transfer 30 billion to FARS. From your personal account? Ye Chen scoffed. Of course not. Use the organization's funds. I'll return it once the Wang family's assets are mine. Understood. Ye Chen clicked his tongue as he hung up. Behind the mask of a lowly security guard, he was moving billions. He believed no one could stop him, but he hadn't heard Tang Yu's thoughts, and he hadn't seen the trap waiting to be sprung. Chapter 24. Just as Ye Chen ended his call, a patrol car rolled up with a loud screech of tires. Behind the wheel, none other than manager Liang Feifan. As he pulled up, he heard Ye Chen muttering something about 30 billion. His face twisted in irritation. Bringing the car to a stop, Liang got out, pointed his baton at Ye Chen, and snapped. Hey, rookie, do you have a brain? If you don't pretend to be rich for one day, will you die? 30 billion? The only thing you've got 30 billion of is the scrap paper in your locker. He scoffed, his tone pure disdain. A final warning, if I catch you running your mouth again instead of working, I'll personally teach you a lesson. Old-school Chinese medicine style. Ye Chen clenched his fists, his face darkening. Just a lowly security manager. And you dare insult the Dragon King? Still, he swallowed the rage boiling in his chest. Not yet. He had to endure until his grand plan was complete. As Liang strolled off, humming to himself, Ye Chen resumed his patrol. But now every step echoed with vengeance. Meanwhile, at Tengwang Group, Vice President Li Deshen had just confirmed something explosive. The Dragon Soul organization had transferred 30 billion wen to Far's company. As soon as the wire cleared, Wang Yishui received word. She smiled coldly. Finally, they took the bait. Now that Far's had accepted the funds, it would be nearly impossible to pull them back. Even better, she had proof of Far's tax evasion overseas. In France, this was considered a criminal offense punishable by sky-high fines or worse. 30 billion? That might not even cover the penalties. But Yishui wasn't satisfied. Not even close. The company that backed Far's Hua Jin investment had assets nearing 500 billion. This loss wouldn't sink them. So she wasn't just going to wound them. She was going to bleed them dry. Still thinking, she picked up her phone and messaged Tang Yu. Wang Yixu, let's have lunch. I have some business to discuss. Tang Yu had just arrived at his own company and barely warmed his office chair when the message popped up. Business? If it's not worth hundreds of millions, don't bother. He chuckled to himself, but quickly sobered. Getting too close to heroines? That was a villain's death sentence. He had just started enjoying a peaceful, rich life drinking lattes, getting back rubs from interns and driving luxury cars in second gear to flex. No way was he risking all that now. So he typed back, Tang Yu, no time. A panda emoji to soften the blow. But seconds later, Wang Yixue, oh, that's too bad. I was cleaning my phone yesterday and accidentally found an old photo. Forgot to delete it. Wonder what would happen if it ended up on my moments. Attached was an image. Tang Yu tapped it, and his soul left his body. The photo. Him inside her room, holding a pair of white, ridiculously cute underwear, grinning like a pervert. The perfect angle. If this got out, he'd be labeled an underwear thief in 0.2 seconds. Your sisters. Didn't you say you deleted it? What happened to the basic trust between people? Wang Yishui. Excuse me? Do you want to rephrase that more politely? He took a deep breath. Tang Yu, where? Wang Yishui. Deep Sea Restaurant. Mua! When Tang Yu arrived, Wang Yixue was already waiting at the entrance, practically glowing. Today, she wore a white quarter-sleeve blouse that looked like it was losing a battle against her chest, and a gray pencil skirt that hugged her every curve. Add black stockings and heels, and she was walking HR trouble. Men passing by were gawking. A few even tried asking for her WeChat. Each time she smiled sweetly and said, sorry, waiting for my boyfriend. So when they saw Tang Yu roll up in a Bugatti Veyron, tall, sharp-jawed, and confident, they could only sigh in defeat. Damn. Gorgeous girl. Gorgeous car. Life isn't fair. Women like that always end up with rich a-holes. Tang Yu got out of the car, expression frosty. Was it really necessary to meet here to talk business? Damn place is a romantic hotbed. Even if I were a celibate monk, this place could break me. Is this really about business? Or am I the business? Wang Yixue smirked, hearing his thoughts loud and clear. Of course. This place is romantic. She reached out her hand. Arm, please? Or do you prefer I hold you by the waist? Let's keep it professional. Tang Yu growled and reluctantly took her arm. This woman's not playing fair. Everyone in Suhang thinks we're an item now. Control yourself, lady. It's normal to want me, but damn, have some restraint. Wang Yue was tickled pink by his inner monologue. She leaned in. But weren't you the one rummaging through my delicate things? Tang Yu sighed. She still had that photo as leverage. He held her arm tighter and followed her into the Deep Sea Restaurant, a members-only place designed like an aquarium. The lighting was dim, the tables candlelit, and the walls made of thick glass where fish swam lazily by. It looked romantic, but anyone who knew this place knew the truth. People didn't come here just to eat, let's just say. Post-meal cardio was built into the reservation. No private room, just the main hall. Even if we do go to a private room, I'll resist. Sparrows don't deserve to ride dragons. Though to be fair, she's more like a peacock. Wang Yixue's smile twitched at his insults. Sparrow, you little... She gritted her teeth. You really think I'm not worthy of you? Just wait. I'll show you exactly how worthy I can be. Chapter 25. Do you have a private room available? Wang Yixue asked the waiter with a polite smile. I'm sorry, miss, the waiter said respectfully. All private rooms are currently booked. That's fine. We'll just dine out here then. Tang Yu exhaled in relief. Thank goodness. With all these people around, at least she wouldn't pull anything shady. Great, he said, trying to keep the grin off his face. Let's just eat out here. Wang Yixue noticed the slight bounce in his step. She smirked. Smile now. You'll see who laughs last. They were soon seated, and the waiter brought over 2 fresh-scented candles and lit them between them. Honey, what would you like to eat? Wang Yixue asked sweetly, flipping open the menu. Anything. I don't have much of an appetite when I'm with you. And don't call me honey, please. Tang Yu's tone was flat. Kaigan, this woman is seriously off today. Aren't we supposed to be here to talk business? This is not a negotiation table. It's a trap. I'm not selling myself. Teacher Wang, let's be real. You're a good person. Too good for me. Please move on. Oh, let's just order the couple's set then. She handed the menu to the waiter with a wink. As she did, one of her high heels slipped off, and beneath the table, her foot clad in silky black stockings, gently nudged against Tang Yu's calf. He froze instantly. What are you doing? He asked, eyes narrowing. No, Muyue, this isn't playful anymore. Foot sweat in public? Woman, have some dignity. Itchy feet, she said nonchalantly, smiling like a cat playing with a mouse. Tang Yu squinted at her, gaze dropping momentarily to her feet. Sinful. Black stockings? Really? I've been chopping fish at RT Mart for 10 years. My heart's colder than a block of ice, nothing can melt it. Except black silk. My feet are sore from walking in heels. Be a gentleman, help me rub them a bit. Wang Yixue grinned playfully, her foot now resting atop Tang Yu's leg. Her legs were impossibly long, her skin fair and smooth even through the silk. For some women, black stockings were camouflage. For someone like Wang Yixue, pure provocation. Tang Yu scoffed. Dream on. Weren't we here to talk business? He grumbled. Let's talk then. I've got work after this. I'm too tired to talk now, she said lazily. But I'll recover faster if someone massages my feet. She wiggled her toes. Tang Yu stared, exasperated. Her foot is back. Great. This is not dinner. It's psychological warfare. No wonder she picked this restaurant. Honestly, I'd rather we got a private room. At least then I'd die in shame privately. I could call a waiter over to massage your feet, he muttered, grabbing her ankle and placing it back on the floor. The moment his hand touched her skin, even through the silk Wang Yixue's body, jolted like she'd been zapped. She gasped. Tang Yu flinched. Why are you grabbing my foot like that? She whispered with mock indignation, her lips quivering with faux embarrassment. You pervert, Tang Yu deadpanned. He was speechless. Why does it suddenly feel like I'm the villain in a romance novel? No, I need to go on the offensive. I'm always retreating. No wonder she thinks I'm a pushover. If she wants shameless, I'll show her the king of shameless. Are you sure you want me to rub your legs? Tang Yu grinned, attempting his best evil smirk, though it looked more like mild indigestion. Wang Yixue, blushing slightly, nodded. Go ahead, you started this game. Let's see if you can keep up, she thought. The lighting was dim, the tablecloth long, and her feet slid right back onto his lap. Tang Yu inhaled deeply and began to massage her calf with feigned indifference. Even through the stockings, her skin felt smooth, warm, and dangerously inviting. Skin this soft should be illegal. Wang Yixue trembled again, biting her lip and lowering her gaze. She didn't say a word. Tang Yu was smug. Caught in your own trap, haven't you? If you light the fire, you put it out. 5 minutes passed. Then 10. Still no reaction. She just kept lowering her head, acting shy. Oh, wait, why is she still quiet? Shouldn't she be all flustered by now? Or squealing something like, brother Tang Yu, stop. Don't tell me my grip's too weak. Tang Yu was internally spiraling when the waiter approached with their food. Now your couple's set, sir and ma'am. Tang Yu flinched like he'd been caught red-handed, yanked her foot off his lap, and nearly knocked over the wine bottle in the process. He grabbed his wallet and tipped the waiter a thick stack of bills. Thanks, big tip. Go enjoy your night. Saved by the waiter. May your ancestors be blessed. Thank you, Tang Xiao. The waiter beamed and scurried off. Tang Yu stood up stiffly. I'm going to wash my hands. You eat first. Sure. Wang Yixue gave him a coy little wave, hiding the absolute glee on her face. The moment he disappeared, she almost slapped the table laughing. This guy, the entire time he'd been thinking she was the one losing. You poor fool. That fire, it's still burning. And you? You're already smoked. When Tang Yu returned, hands freshly washed and pride slightly bruised, she had already poured the wine and cut his steak. Eat. You've had a long day, she said sweetly, batting her lashes like the perfect girlfriend. Thanks. He sat down stiffly, trying to salvage what little remained of his dignity. She didn't tease him again. Instead, they began to eat quietly. The flickering candlelight cast soft shadows across their table, painting a surprisingly peaceful scene. Between bites, Wang Yishui glanced at him. He was handsome, calm, and even when flustered, never unkind. She set her fork down. For the first time that day, she said nothing. Chapter 26. Wang Yishui couldn't help but stare at Tang Yu's handsome face, her eyes soft with amusement. According to what she'd heard from his thoughts, this whole world was a novel? Fine, whatever. If it was a novel, so be it. But the way the story was unfolding, she wasn't happy with it. Be part of some walking cliches harem just because he could smirk at 105 degrees? No thanks, especially when that smirk looked like he needed medical help. She glanced back at Tang Yu, her own little Tang So, grumpy and awkward but oddly endearing. He could probably scare that Dragon King clown off just by raising an eyebrow. What are you staring at me for? Tang Yu looked up from his steak, catching her gaze. Being stared at by a beauty like her was flattering, but it also made him feel weird. Oh wait, are you blushing? Wang Yishui leaned forward with a teasing smile. Let me take a good look. Don't. Tang Yu turned away, ears slightly red. Just one peek, she giggled. Can we focus? Weren't you the one who said we were here to talk business? He snapped, shifting the subject out of sheer self-preservation. Wang Yishui gave him a victorious smile but relented. All right, I'm planning to invest in a project and there's still a gap of 30 billion. Want to go in on it with me? 30 billion? Tang Yu blinked. The Tang family could pull that kind of cash together without much effort, sure, but her timing made him suspicious. He cleared his throat, sat up straight, and said seriously, 30 billion isn't pocket change. What's the project? New energy, she said casually. You liked the idea last time, remember? Oh, that. All right, I'll invest. But only under 2 conditions. Her eyes lit up. Name them. First, if we're working together, don't pester me all the time. Boundaries, okay? There's a reason men and women don't share umbrellas. I see. You're saying you're afraid I'll fall for you if we get too close? She grinned. Honestly, I did use my charms, just to lure you in for this deal. No way she's serious. She'll be back tomorrow with more traps. Today you ignored my love. Tomorrow I'll ignore your logic. Tang Yu rolled his eyes and held up a second finger. Second, give me your phone. I'm deleting all the videos and photos. Aha, caught you. The great femme fatale left herself exposed. You think I didn't realize that was bait? But if I delete the footage, the leverage disappears. Wang Yishui hesitated for a moment, then smiled sweetly and handed over her phone. Go ahead, I'm a woman of my word. Good. Tang Yu took the phone with a triumphant grin and got to work. First, he opened WeChat and cleared the chat history. Then came the file manager. The blackmail video? Deleted. Finally, the photo album. And there, Tang Yu's smirk froze. The first photo? Bunny girl cosplay. Wang Yishui, in a tight-fitting black bodysuit, bunny ears perched atop her head, black suspenders framing her perfect thighs, and a pair of long, silky black stockings that made his blood pressure spike. What in the holy foop? Who gave you permission to look this good? He swiped. Second photo. Still the bunny suit now turned around. Swipe. Bunny girl, different pose. Swipe. A nurse outfit. White silk. Tang Yu swallowed. Lady, I'm trying to delete one photo, not have a spiritual awakening. What kind of death trap is this gallery? He hurried through the rest, found the damning photo of him holding underwear, and deleted it at lightning speed. When he finally handed the phone back, his hand was shaking. All done. Wang Yishui looked at him with mock innocence. You deleted everything? Everything. She tilted her head. You sure? You looked really focused. Yeah, thanks for that. Now I've got 4K, full-color trauma etched into my brain. And if I ever meet the guy who took those photos, I swear I'll... She nearly burst out laughing on the spot. That guy. There was no guy. All those photos? Self-timer. Every single one, which made his little jealousy moment all the sweeter. Tang Yu cleared his throat, still flushed. Anyway, don't pull stuff like that again. It's good she didn't wear that stuff here. If she had shown up in the nurse outfit, I'd have folded faster than a lawn chair. Okay. Now, send over the money. I'll let you know once the project kicks off. He nodded and dialed his company's finance department. One short conversation later, all done. You'll have the transfer in under an hour. Yep, this will crush Ye Chen's dumb plan. But man, if only she dressed like that more often. No, focus. Go find Qin Ming and ask if he's got any more cosplay friends. Across the table, Wang Yishui's smile slowly faded. Qin Ming? Oh, that punk. She hadn't forgotten how he dragged Tang Yu to that club, surrounding him with a bunch of girls. She was definitely going to thank him for that later. Back at the office, the transfer from the Tang Group hit her company's account right on time. With her own $50 billion already prepped, she now had $80 billion in play. This time, she was going to burn Ye Chen's scheme to the ground. Let the so-called Dragon King bleed. He was the protagonist? Tang Yu the villain? She smirked. We'll see who's left standing when the credits roll. Chapter 27, France Le Libre. As one of the fastest rising media giants in Europe, Le Libre had a long-standing tradition of sharp investigative journalism and a powerful online presence, with over 20 million followers across social platforms. But today they dropped a nuke. A breaking report titled Far's Company, 7 Years of Tax Evasion, went viral within minutes. In less than an hour, it had racked up millions of views. The report detailed Far's shady financial history, every manipulated document, offshore shell account, and cooked ledger. French netizens lost their minds. Now, where's the government? Eating cheese while this happened. Tax fraud this big? These pigs need to rot. Shut it down. Fine them into extinction. The outcry was so overwhelming that government officials dispatched investigators to Far's HQ immediately. By the next morning, the verdict was in. Far's was screwed. They weren't just guilty of tax evasion, they'd practically built an empire on it. All executives were detained, and the company's assets were frozen. Even worse, Joaquin Investment, the largest shareholder and a shell front for the Dragon Soul organization, had just injected 30 billion yuan into Far's, money that was now seized by the French government. It was gone, and just like that, one of Ye Chen's carefully laid traps backfired so hard it cratered an entire plane. Suzhou, a luxury bathroom somewhere, Ye Chen, Dragon King extraordinaire, was squatting on a toilet. His phone buzzed. He picked up, half bored, and froze. Far's had collapsed. The hell do you mean it was discovered? Who leaked it? His roar echoed off the tiles. 30 billion. 30 billion. His heart bled. His soul shriveled. His blood pressure hit critical mass. He prided himself on never missing a deal, on never wasting a step, on squeezing the system for every drop. He'd sell his own shadow for interest if he could. And now the French government had just robbed him blind. Legally. But that wasn't the worst of it.
His subordinate on the phone hesitated and then reported, Sir, Joaquin's stock has plummeted. Short sellers went all in 80 billion in market attacks. After some tracing, the two major backers were the Tang Group and the Tang Group. Ye Chen's eyes narrowed.
Tang Yu? Impossible. That dog had been licking Sumuyu's heels for 3 years. He didn't have the brains for this kind of move. Unless, no, his identity as Dragon King was airtight. Has anyone linked this to me? No, sir. Your identity remains secure. Ye Chen exhaled. Good. It's just money. Once I've taken control of the 4 families, I'll get it all back tenfold. He hung up. His eyes burned with fury. Tang Yu, you've poked the tiger. I'll bury your entire bloodline. He pulled up his phone and texted his undercover subordinate, Qi Yin. Dig up dirt on the Tang Group. I want something that will finish them. 1 week. Then, like the lunatic he was, Ye Chen casually wandered down to the villa lawns. He spotted a harmless-looking half-meter snake slithering nearby. With practiced efficiency, he caught it, removed the fangs to neutralize the venom, and grinned. Perfect. He walked toward Villa 8, home of Qin Kexin, the elusive heiress of the Qin family. She was supposed to be his next target. Since she'd been dodging him lately, well, time to create an opportunity. With a flick of his wrist, Ye Chen lobbed the snake through the second-floor window, then stood below like some discount Romeo, ready to rescue the damsel. She'll fall for me. They always do. Meanwhile, at home, Tang Yu was lying flat on his absurdly luxurious bed, acting like the peak salted fish. Suddenly, the system chimed in. Drip plot successfully disrupted. Reward, ownership of the Bright Moon Hotel has been transferred to the host. Tang Yu sat up. Huh? I passed another plot checkpoint? He scratched his head. System, what did I do? You survived the plot event in Chapter 88. Tang Yu paused. Oh, right. That arc. In the original plot, Ye Chen's plan to take down Wang Yixue was supposed to go flawlessly. The Tangwang Group's 50 billion would get frozen, the company would crash, and Wang Rulong would swoop in to seize control. Then Ye Chen would waltz in hero style to comfort the damsel and claim her. Instead, Wang Yixue sniffed it out. Far's got nuked, Ye Chen lost 100 billion, and now Tang Yu owned one of the most iconic hotels in the country. He grinned. Sometimes just being lazy pays. Later that day, as he was about to pick out a car for a joyride, Tang Yu's phone rang. His company's finance officer. Tang Xiao, the 30 billion transferred to Tangwang last week, was returned, plus 15 billion in profit. Tang Yu blinked. Oh, come again? That money should have been tied up in the doomed project. He quickly dialed Wang Yixue. What happened with our investment? Oh, didn't I tell you? Fars was a scam. Someone tried to trap our Wang family, so I played dumb, then shorted them into oblivion and pulled our money out before they crashed. Made a bit of extra on the side, too. Next time I get a good tip, I'll let you know. Mwah! Tang Yu sat back in stunned silence. Wife material confirmed. Chapter 28. This plot seriously collapsed again. Tang Yu was about to vomit blood. Wipe. Every time I try to lie flat, the difficulty level increases. This was supposed to be a peaceful day, a chill, salted fish day. Now the story had veered off the rails so hard it might as well be in another genre. He clutched his chest like a tragic heroine. Why is it so hard for a Gabi to just coast in life? Is peace too much to ask? At that moment, his phone was still on the call. Hello? Hey, you there? Did you freeze? Wang Yixue's voice crackled from the other end. No, I'm just really touched. I'm speechless. Oh, how sweet, she laughed. Next time I find a money-making opportunity, I'll come straight to you. Thanks, Tang Yu mumbled, wiping away invisible tears as he hung up. The heat outside was suffocating, but somehow he felt like he'd been dunked in an ice bath. His limbs were cold. His heart was colder. Hell is empty, and the Dragon King walks among us. That was all he could think. Su residence. A familiar face returns. Once one of Suhang's most powerful families, the Su family had been in steady decline for years. Only the brilliance of Su Muyue had kept them clinging to their status as one of the Big Four. But today, as her Maserati pulled into the driveway, someone waited for her by the gates, Ye Chen. After being politely kicked out of the Tang family, he hadn't shown his face around here for days. Until now. Muyue! It's been a while, Ye Chen greeted her with what he thought was a roguish smile. Su Muyue stepped out of the car with a frown. What do you want? Ye Chen's heart swelled. Look at her, pretending not to care. So noble. So selfless. She was clearly just trying to protect him from danger. Foolish girl. I missed you, he said with fake affection oozing from every pore. Don't speak to me like that. We're not close, and you should mind your own business. She pushed past him, but Ye Chen jumped in front of her, eyes glowing with delusion. Stop pretending. I know you care. You're just scared I'll get hurt by the Tang family. Let me tell you, the Tang family, nothing. Ants. Compared to me, they're dust. Soon, all of Suhang will know who really runs this city. Su Muyue looked like she was trying not to throw up. Right then, several members of the Su family stepped out and saw the scene. Su Chongshan's face darkened like a thundercloud. It's you again? After disgracing us last time, you dare show up? Turning to the guards, he barked, Throw this lunatic out! The bodyguards rushed forward and swung punches. But Ye Chen didn't move. Instead, he absorbed their hits, then gave a little shake. Boom, both bodyguards stumbled backward and fell. Everyone stared. Okay, that was unexpected. This clown actually had some skill. Ye Chen flashed a smug smile. You look down on me too easily. I'll show you exactly who I am. I, Ye Chen, am your real son-in-law. Tang Yu, that guy's a joke. He took a dramatic pause. 3 days from now is Muyue's birthday. I'm personally throwing her a party. I'm renting out the top floor of Bright Moon Hotel, the best in Suhang, and I'm giving your Su family a gift too. Worried about the land deal west of the city? Don't be. I'll get it for you. He finished with flair, proud as a peacock. The Su family not buying it? Did he hit his head? One elder asked. Anyone got the number for a mental hospital? You? Renting the top floor of Bright Moon Hotel? Dream on. They roared with laughter. 2 years ago, the Tang family had tried to rent that exact venue for Su Muyue's birthday. Even after offering $300 million, the hotel refused. Unless the Tang family bought the entire building, there were no exceptions. And this wannabe Dragon King thought he could just walk in and book it? Ye Chen sneered. If you don't believe me, look at this. He tossed a folder into their hands. Top secret land planning documents. Everyone fell silent. Su Chongshan flipped through the pages and froze. These are municipal plans. Internal government documents. How the hell did he get these? Each page detailed land allocations, development schedules, bidding details. Stuff even major real estate giants would kill for. Tens of billions in potential profits were at stake. The room went still. Even the mocking stopped. From a purely business standpoint, this man might be valuable. A few people in the family looked at each other, minds already shifting. If Tang Yu can't get us this kind of benefit, the iceberg's ultimatum but Su Muyue, she had zero interest. She just saw a golden opportunity to get rid of Ye Chen once and for all. If you really can pull this off, then fine, she said coldly. But if not, you stay out of my life forever. The Bright Moon Hotel top floor? That's impossible. This way he'll embarrass himself and leave. In a word, Ye Chen said proudly. He turned and swaggered off. Behind him, the Su family laughed again, though a few were now conflicted. This might be the best test of his so-called strength, someone whispered. Step back outside. As Ye Chen walked away, still basking in his imaginary glory, a sleek black Rolls-Royce pulled up silently. A figure stepped out. A chill crept into the air. Ye Chen's expression changed. The real players were about to arrive. Chapter 29. A tall man bowed respectfully to him after getting out of the car. Dragon King, Dragon's Tooth, how are things going? Ye Chen asked indifferently. A domineering aura unique to the superior permeated from him, making the man in front of him quite stressed. The man he called Dragon's Tooth was one of the 8 great generals of the Dragon Soul organization. Because he looked ugly, was loyal, and proficient in business, he had Ye Chen's trust. He usually brought Dragon's Tooth wherever he went. It was convenient. Also, it set off his handsomeness with his ugliness. Dragon Tooth hurriedly reported, "Pray to the Dragon King. Blackstone Group has been successfully acquired and has changed its name to Longchen Group." After Huajin Investments suffered a major loss a few days ago, the Dragon King transferred him back to China from Europe and let him mobilize a full 500 billion funds to successfully acquire the Blackstone Group in Suzhou and Hangzhou. The Dragon Soul organization, its background was unfathomable, Ye Chen said after a moment. Then I'll leave it to you. I don't want to expose my identity too early. Thanks to the trust of the Dragon King, the subordinate will definitely take care of Longchen Group, Dragon Tooth said excitedly. Ye Chen nodded in satisfaction. This Suhang was not the same as he thought. Just relying on low-key thinking was too slow. He decided to speed up and conquer Suhang. Longchen Group would be his pioneer. Dragon's Tooth. I'm going to have a birthday party for my woman in 3 days. You contract the top floor of Mingyu Hotel in the name of the person in charge of Longchen Group. After the contract is finalized, release the news so that the entire Suhang knows that the boss of Longchen Group wants to hold a birthday banquet for his lover. There's also the land in the west of the city. Also help the Su family take it down. Let the Su family see my strength. If anyone does not comply, die, Ye Chen said extremely domineeringly. Dragon's Tooth leads. Dragon Tooth clasped his hands into fists. Whoever hindered the Dragon King, he would be cursed. Bright Moon Hotel. The only 7-star hotel in Suzhou and Hangzhou, which could be called the iconic landscape of Suzhou and Hangzhou. The main body of the hotel was 2 curved towers connected by an arched structure in the center. The hotel looked like a huge ring standing on the surface of the lake, combining the elements of Chinese and Western design. At night, the whole hotel was reflected in the lake like a bright moon. Not bad. The system is still quite a good reward. It is recommended to super double it next time. Tang Yu, who was driving the car, looked at this hotel from a distance, and he was quite satisfied. Having followed the dog system through so many rounds, this reward was indeed quite generous. Just suddenly so generous that he always felt that something was not right. When he drove the car to the hotel's general manager, Wang Defa, was already waiting for him at the door. Tang Xiao. Seeing Tang Yu get out of the car, he quickly came over and bowed. Don't be so polite, Wang. Tang Yu smiled and patted him on the shoulder. After the system assigned the hotel to his name, it also intimately replaced the management here with someone from the Tang family. Tang Xiao, I'll take you inside first. Shay. Wang Defa made an inviting gesture. Tang Yu nodded and followed Wang Defa around the hotel. As soon as he stepped into the hotel, the huge crystal chandelier attracted Tang Yu's attention. The entire hall was made of citrine and various jade, creating extravagance to the extreme. Wang Defa took Tang Yu around the facilities of the hotel in front and finally arrived at the hot spring. There were hundreds of hot spring pools in the hotel, of which more than 40 were hot spring villas. Rich people in Suzhou and Hangzhou often came here to spend. He asked, pointing to a villa, Tang Xiao, should we keep a few hot spring villas for private use? Just keep one building. Tang Yu nodded with a smile. Okay, I'll say hello later, and this hot spring villa will not be open to the public in the future. Wang Defa nodded, and the two turned around the hot spring and returned to the general manager's office. Not long after the two sat down, before Wang Defa had finished brewing tea, his secretary ran in. Mr. Wang, the person in charge of Longshan Group, came to our hotel and said that he would contract the top floor of the hotel to hold a birthday banquet. Contract top floor? Wang Defa raised his eyebrows. The top floor of Mingyu Hotel was a major signboard of the hotel. Because of the beautiful scenery, distinguished guests came here every day to spend money. If you contract the top floor of a hotel for one person, you would definitely offend other guests. Just as he was about to refuse, Tang Yu suddenly asked, Longshan Group? Yes, Longshan Group, which was called Blackstone Group some time ago, was renamed after being acquired. The secretary quickly replied. Blackstone Group was very famous in Suzhou and Hangzhou, and after it was suddenly acquired, many people were curious about it. Where did the river dragon come from, and who could have such a big hand, spending 500 billion to buy such a big company? Tang Yu immediately groaned. Fuck, isn't this the plot of chapter 95 of the original book? In this chapter, Ye Chen no longer pretends to be a pig and eat a tiger, and begins to show his strength step by step. In order to prove himself to the Su family, he contracts the top floor of the Mingyu Hotel that was never open, and holds a grand birthday party for Su Muyue. At this birthday banquet, everyone in the Su family was stunned, and no one dared to underestimate him anymore. Su Muyue was also conquered by his romance and completely fell in love with him. After taking the Su family, his power in Suhan grew stronger and stronger. He started to annex the Tang family. Dog system, IDNMD? You're especially trying to pit Laozi, right? Tang Yu cursed in his heart. He said this ghost system was suddenly so generous. There must be a ghost. According to the original plot, Ye Chen sent Dragontooth over to the top floor of the private venue to celebrate Su Muyu's birthday banquet. The hotel's general manager refused to break the rules, so Dragontooth choked the general manager's neck and threatened him with death. If you don't agree, die. After stepping into the ghost door with half a foot, he realized that this was a person who could not be offended and could only promise to comply. So now the pressure came to him. Do not promise? With the character of the mad dog Dragontooth, he would definitely do whatever it takes to make them agree. Promise it? This was also troublesome. If Ye Chen successfully took Su Muyue, and the Su family became his force, plus Longshan Group and other forces, the situation of the Tang family and himself would be very dangerous. Horizontal and vertical are all dead, and he couldn't think about it. He had to find a way to do something. After taking a deep breath, his gaze fell on Wang Defa. If he remembered correctly, this guy's talent was also quite good. One of Shuangwen's villain settings was that the villain's subordinates were always very good at things. Wang Defa was no exception. So Tang Yu felt that this was a great opportunity for him to show his talent. What's wrong, Tang Xiao? Noticing Tang Yu's strange gaze, Wang Defa quickly smiled and asked, Mr. Wang, I think we can agree to the matter of contracting the top floor, but we must not let the birthday banquet be held. Do you know what I mean? Tang Yu smiled and squeezed his eyebrows. The birthday party being successfully held was a dead end in the original plot. If you don't agree, the beast Dragontooth causes trouble. Since that's the case, let Wang Defa play well. With the understanding of these 2 and 5's eye, the effect of the divine brush was guaranteed, and the Dragon King would tremble. Okay. Wang Defa nodded, still a little confused in his heart. What did Tang Xiao mean? If you didn't want to, just refuse it and it's over? He left the office and went to the reception room to meet the waiting Dragontooth. What is this gentleman called? I am Wang Defa, the person in charge of the hotel. Wang Defa greeted with a smile on his face and shook hands with Dragontooth. Dragontooth shook hands with Wang Defa with a proud face. My name is Dragontooth. My boss wants to celebrate the birthday of his woman, Miss Su Muyue. How much is your top floor? Make a price. He had heard the rules of the Bright Moon Hotel. The top floor was not for contract. But the Dragon King had already given the order. What the Dragon King wanted to do, then it must be done. He was ready to give the other party a dismount and let Mingyu Hotel know that there were people they couldn't refuse. Dragon King, die! Wang Defa's eyes instantly became gloomy. Miss Su was their boss's woman? What kind of thing? Feelings are to rob women with Tang Xiao? He reacted instantly. No wonder Tang Xiao wanted to let himself promise first, and then make it yellow. It turned out that he deliberately wanted to hit the other party in the face. The opportunity to get ahead has come. Wang Defa smiled proudly in his heart and promised aloud. Mr. Long, hello. Our Bright Moon Hotel has the intention to make a good alliance with your company. So, this time, we make an exception to open the top floor of the contract, and there is no charge. Wang Defa's attitude made Dragontooth a little surprised. He quickly figured it out again. Presumably, the existence of Longchen Group made the other party fawn. After all, to buy a company with a large sum of 500 billion, everyone with a little brain knew. The strength of a person who could do such a thing must be unfathomable. Since your hotel is so sincere, then I accept your friendship on behalf of Longchen Group. I will send the birthday banquet plan to Mr. Wang later, Dragontooth said, satisfied. Okay. Wang Defa agreed with a smile, and both of them laughed like children of hundreds of pounds. After the two sides settled on this matter, Wang Defa hurriedly went back to report to Tang Yu. After learning that things had been finalized, Tang Yu nodded in satisfaction. Dog system wants to pit lousy? Brother's extraordinary wisdom, and there are crouching dragon and phoenix hatchlings under him. How can you deal with a small system? Chapter 30. After clearing the hotel hurdle, Tang Yu thought for a moment. According to the original plot, in order to show his strength, Ye Chen also helped the Su family secure the land west of the city, but that land had already been acquired by the Tang family. After Longye left the hotel, he was supposed to go handle that next. To avoid this mad dog from stirring up trouble, Tang Yu decided to pull the same move again. Mr. Wang, call Mr. He and ask him to temporarily transfer the land in the west of the city to the Su family. He looked at Wang Defa as he gave the order. Let Ye Chen first show off by gifting that land to the Su family. Then, once the birthday party gets ruined by Wang Defa, he can just take the land back. At that point, the Su family would realize they were played for fools. How could they possibly give Ye Chen a good face after that? In any case, he couldn't let that dog thing keep building power in Suhang. Okay, Tang Xiao. Wang Defa nodded firmly. He already assumed Tang Xiao was giving that land as a birthday gift to Miss Su. Worthy of Tang Xiao, always thinking ahead. This arrangement must be handled well. Just then, a system notification rang in Tang Yu's ear. Anding, host, you're truly scheming and meticulous. Reward unlocked. Ancient martial art. Fudo Ming King Gong. One-time use. Tang Yu's eyes lit up. Ancient martial arts? In urban web novels, if there's no immortal cultivation, ancient martial arts are always the peak. The Fudo Ming King Gong, as per the system's description, was a defensive art. At full mastery, one's body would be as indestructible as the unmoving king. In other words, your brother's defense just went god tier. Although it's a one-time use. Yeah, a bit stingy. System, can you remove the one-time use label? Tang Yu asked, grinning. Silence. The system ignored him, dead quiet. Tang Yu sighed. This system was truly a dog. Still, one time is better than none. Starting today, no matter how strong the expert, they better throw 2 punches if they want to kill him. He chuckled. I wonder what reward I'll get after the birthday banquet. That's a major plot event. With high spirits, Tang Yu walked out of the office. He went out laughing like a villain straight out of a drama. No one knew he was lychee. Meanwhile, Wang Defa stayed in the office, fired up. Getting transferred to oversee the Bright Moon Hotel was a huge promotion, and the task given to him by Tang Xiao must be executed flawlessly. Stepping on that love rival and dead dog Ye Chen, Tang Xiao will gain so much face. He sat at his desk, ready to execute, just waiting for the birthday banquet plan from Dragoontooth to arrive. 2 hours later, the email finally landed. Wang Defa opened it, scanned the contents, and burst out laughing. This brat's plan is so damn romantic. Ye Chen, right? Good. If I don't step on your face at this birthday banquet, I'm not Wang. He grinned wide, already rubbing his hands in anticipation. Meanwhile, after leaving the Bright Moon Hotel, Longye, acting as the head of Longchen Group, moved to secure the west of city land for the Su family. It should have been a complex deal, probably requiring some behind-the-scenes maneuvering. But once he contacted the right person and explained his intentions, the other party agreed on the spot. They didn't even ask for any terms, just said they'd sell Longchen Group some face. Everything was going too smoothly, and Longye couldn't help but feel smug. After all, their organization had just spent 500 billion buying up a company in Suhang. The entire region was in awe. Suhang? Nothing more than a stepping stone. No wonder the Dragon King picked this city as the first target upon returning to China. Conquering Suhang? Child's play. He quickly called Ye Chen to report. Dragon King, everything is done. Very good. Your competence is still reliable. Now spread the news. Make this birthday party known to all of Suhang. Yes, Dragon King. Hey. With Longye's push, news quickly swept through Suzhou and Hangzhou. The top floor of the legendary Bright Moon Hotel, which even the Tang family couldn't book, had been privately contracted by the mysterious boss of Longchen Group. The whole upper crust of society buzzed with curiosity. Who was this mysterious tycoon? And who was the woman worthy of such extravagance? Having her birthday party at that hotel? The women of Suhang were full of jealousy and envy. Why couldn't it be them? 3 days later, several Rolls-Royces pulled up at the gate of the Su family. Dragontooth stepped out of the lead car and entered the estate. It was evening, and the entire Su family was already waiting for Ye Chen to arrive. They were ready to see, could this man really possess power beyond the Tang family? When they heard that Longye had arrived, they were stunned. Dragontooth? Isn't that the man from Longchen Group? What was he doing here? Dragontooth walked right up to Su Muyue and bowed. Miss Su, Ye Shao asked me to escort you to the Bright Moon Hotel for your birthday banquet. Ye Chen? Su Muyue frowned slightly. Yes. So he really booked the top floor of the Bright Moon Hotel? The Su family was visibly shaken. So the mysterious boss behind Longchen Group was Ye Chen? Su Muyue took a deep breath. Fine. She had to settle things with him anyway. She stood up and said, All right, let's go. Seeing her about to leave, Su Chongshan quickly tried to stop her. Muyue, are you really going? Isn't that inappropriate? You and Xiao Yu already... What's Tang Yu? Dragontooth cut in coldly. If Ye Shao wants to destroy him, it's just a flick of the finger. The arrogance in his voice silenced everyone. Tang Yu? Just a pampered rich second gen. Unworthy of fighting over a woman with the Dragon King. Su Muyue frowned but said calmly, Dad, it's okay. I'll go. If anything happens, I'll handle it. Su Chongshan sighed, helpless. All right. Soon the entire group boarded the cars and drove toward the Bright Moon Hotel. By the time they arrived, night had fully fallen. A crowd of reporters and society elites had already gathered outside the hotel. Everyone wanted to know which lucky woman had caught the eye of Longchen Group's mysterious boss. The Rolls-Royces didn't draw much attention. In a place like the Bright Moon Hotel, even Maybachs could be considered bodyguard cars. Everyone this way. Ye Shao is waiting on the top floor. Dragontooth led the Su family inside. Just as they entered the elevator, Su Chongshan's phone rang. He answered briefly, then his face lit up with joy. Muyue! The land in the west of the city, we got it. The Su family was shocked, then immediately overjoyed. That land was a gold mine easily worth tens of billions. This project could secure the Su family's standing for years. Their excitement was palpable. Ye Chen really did it. Choosing him. Maybe really was the better move? Dragontooth smiled faintly. This is just a casual show of Ye Shao's power. His true strength is 100 times greater. At that moment, Ye Chen was upstairs. Dressed in a high-end suit, wine glass in hand, he stood in front of the floor-to-ceiling windows, enjoying the view. Tonight, he would show the Su family who their true dragon son-in-law was. Of course, the top floor was still empty. Only the staff were present. No other guests. He hadn't invited outsiders, only the Su family. After all, he couldn't go too high profile yet. If word spread that he was pursuing Su Muyue, it might ruin his plans for opening a harem. This setup, perfect. The Su family would see his power. His other girls would remain unaware. A flawless plan, he smiled. Everything was going perfectly. Chapter 031. After the Su family arrived, Ye Chen set down his wine glass and stepped forward with a bright smile. Muyue, you finally came. Did I deliver or what? Seeing Su Muyue appear, the corners of Ye Chen's mouth curled upward with satisfaction. That smug, evil grin came naturally as if he'd just raised his eyebrows to the heavens. With a clap of his hands, attendants wheeled in a massive birthday cake. No, I know you like fruitcake. Had it custom made for you. But before we eat, I've got a little gift. He gazed softly at Su Muyue. Su Muyue let out a sigh and spoke seriously. Ye Chen, I don't know what your true identity is, but I need to make things clear between us. Before she could finish, a boom split the air. Fireworks. Suddenly, the sky above the Bright Moon Hotel erupted in light. The entire night sky bloomed like a sea of flowers, fireworks cascading into dazzling shapes and colors. Even passers-by outside the hotel were awestruck. Heads tilted skyward, and then words formed in the sky. Su Muyue, happy birthday, gasps. Wait, it's the Su family's eldest daughter's birthday party tonight? So romantic. How much did this cost? The display was visible across nearly half of Suhong. Phones came out and drove-short videos flew across social media. Some live streamers even cut their feeds just to turn the camera toward the sky. Bro, this is a rich guy and love fireworks package. 10 minutes straight, how are they still going? God-tier stuff. Rich folks really do live differently. Watching this as a single dog hurts my soul. Up on the hotel's top floor, the fireworks were even more mesmerizing. The Su family stared in awe, but it didn't stop there. As the last firework faded, thousands of drones lit up and lifted into the sky. They flickered like multicolored fireflies, then slowly danced into a synchronized light show. Oh wait, there's more? Nah, how many drones is that? 3,000 easy. This birthday party's costing tens of millions, right? The light show dazzled. For 10 whole minutes, it dazzled. Then, slowly, the drones reshaped into 7 massive characters. Happy birthday, Su Muyue. But even that wasn't the finale. The drones reformed once more into a giant heart. And inside that heart, love you, you. Ye Chen's smile froze. What? What's that last part? His smugness cracked like glass. His face twisted as if he'd taken a full bite of something rotten and it got stuck between his teeth. You? His eyes twitched. That bastard. That wasn't supposed to be there. All the Su family members noticed too. Their expressions shifted. You? Isn't that Tang Yu? Down below, the melon-eating masses erupted in speculation. You? That's got to be the Tang family's Tang Yu. Oh my god, Tang Xiao is such a romantic. I knew it. This had Tang Xiao written all over it from the start. In the corner, Wang Defa watched it all unfold, arms folded smugly across his chest. His grin stretched wide. Now that should make Tang Xiao very happy. Just then, Tang Yu rushed into the hotel. He'd arrived moments ago, having heard the news that the birthday banquet had gone ahead. He'd come flying over in a panic. What the hell is Wang Defa doing? Didn't he say he'd ruin the party? As he burst onto the top floor, all eyes turned toward him. And Su Muyue. She stared at him, face slightly red, touched beyond belief. She never expected this guy to go to such lengths for her. She'd messaged him last night and didn't even get a reply. Turns out he was preparing this surprise all along. This sullen bastard. She walked toward him, cheeks flushed. Thank you, she said softly. This birthday made me really happy. Happy? Tang Yu blinked, confused, sensing that something had gone terribly wrong. What the hell did Wang Defa do? Ye Chen, his face already turning a frightening shade of purple, strode over. He glared at Tang Yu, voice low and dangerous. You did all this? I did this? Tang Yu was baffled. He turned instinctively, then saw the drone formation still hovering overhead. Love you, you. At that moment, Wang Defa proudly stepped forward. Exactly! This was all prepared by Tang Xiao. Don't hold back now, take credit. A group of bodyguards followed him, forming a wall between Tang Yu and the now fuming Ye Chen. Wang Defa, still beaming, looked at Tang Yu and bowed slightly in excitement. Tang Xiao, how was it? Satisfied with the banquet? You arranged this? Tang Yu's eye twitched. Wang Defa nodded like a bobblehead. Yes, all of it. Carefully curated to your specifications. Tang Yu clutched his chest, as if the air had been sucked from his lungs. He wanted to vomit blood. Bro just wanted to sabotage the event quietly. Maybe snipe the guy's thunder a little. But you lit the entire mountain range on fire. Thick eyebrows, honest face, and this is how you operate? You dropped bombs, not cold arrows? Chapter 32. Ye Chen was already so angry at this moment that his face was twisted and his eyes were locked on Tang Yu with murderous resentment. This bastard, he's dead. Seeing several bodyguards standing in front of Tang Yu, Ye Chen couldn't take it anymore and rushed forward, throwing several punches. Bang! 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 Several bodyguards were sent flying. Seeing that he was about to rush at Tang Yu, Su Muyue's expression completely changed. She stepped in front of him and shouted, Besides bullying people with force, what else can you do? Ye Chen's eyes burned with fury. For a split second, a trace of killing intent even surfaced. His own woman was standing up to protect another man? But he reacted quickly. No, she wasn't protecting Tang Yu. She was protecting him. If he punched Tang Yu here in front of everyone, this whole matter would blow up. If he wanted to kill this guy, he had to do it in the dark, not in broad daylight. A barbarian is a barbarian. Completely lawless. But this is a country ruled by law now. Call the police. Let the law deal with it. What, you think you're untouchable? Embarrassing. If you don't have the strength, don't pretend to be a big shot. Everyone in the Su family started cursing from the sidelines. The change in attitude could only be described as light speed. This guy had been pretending for so long. But now it turned out. The whole birthday banquet was organized by Tang Xiao, and this clown still had the nerve to stand there putting on airs. What does he have to compete with the Tang family? Call himself the dragon son-in-law of the Su family? He doesn't deserve it. Dragontooth also knew this wasn't the time to cause more trouble. If they really wanted to kill someone, they couldn't do it here in public. He hurried forward to pull Ye Chen back and whispered anxiously, "Dragon Yi Shao, don't be impulsive. Please, calm down." Then he turned to Wang Defa and barked, "What's the meaning of this, Bright Moon Hotel? Ye Shao is throwing a birthday party here and you dare to pull this stunt? Believe it or not, I can shut your hotel down tomorrow." Wang Deva sneered, completely unfazed. Birthday party? Wasn't the party hosted by our Tang Xiao for Miss Su? And besides, I didn't take a single penny from you. What are you even mad about? Dragontooth's expression changed instantly. So that's why they didn't accept his money. Now it made sense. Wang Defa turned toward Ye Chen and shouted, loud enough for the whole room to hear, "Also, our Tang family already has a marriage agreement with the Su family. This so-called Ye Xiao is really shameless. He dares pursue a girl who's already engaged? A mangy dog dares bark in front of me? I've lived for decades and never seen such a thick-skinned fool." Ye Chen's body trembled in rage. He was the Dragon King. When had he ever been humiliated like this in front of so many people? Exactly. Can't even self-reflect, and he still won't stop pestering people. Gross. President Wang said it perfectly. He scolded him, right? Wonderful. Applause. The Su family echoed in agreement, not holding back at all. Dragontooth was nearly grinding his teeth to dust. He pointed at the Su family, voice raised in fury. "You dare talk to Ye Xiao like that? If it weren't for Ye Xiao, you'd never have gotten that land west of the city." The faces of the Su family turned a little awkward. Yes. Maybe the guy in front of them was full of hot air tonight. But that land in the west of the city. They did get it, and it was very likely thanks to him. Su Chongshan's expression darkened. He was about to step forward to clarify and offer to return the land, but "That land has nothing to do with you," Wang Defa snorted coldly. "That land was arranged for the Su family by our Tang Xiao. If you don't believe me, go ahead. Make a call to confirm." Tang Xiao was low-key, so Wang Defa, as his subordinate, had to help him earn back face. As soon as he finished speaking, Su Chongshan picked up his phone and called immediately. "Hello, Director Wang. This is Su Chongshan. I'd like to ask about that land in the west of the city." After a few seconds of conversation, he hung up and looked toward Tang Yu with deep gratitude. "Xiao Yu, thank you. On behalf of the Su family, thank you for this great kindness." Muyue also looked at Tang Yu, eyes soft, full of emotion. This guy quietly sacrificed so much for her? He's getting a drink next time for sure. "So, what else do you have to say?" Wang Defa sneered, glaring at Dragontooth and Ye Chen. This whole thing? He had arranged it from beginning to end. And now these two had the gall to claim credit? Dragontooth's face turned purple. He turned to Ye Chen, utterly humiliated. "Dragon King, this subordinate is incompetent. I await punishment." Ye Chen's mentality was already on the verge of collapse. But after this extreme rage, he suddenly calmed down. He took a deep breath, clenched his fists, and then turned to Su Muyue. "Muyue, soon you'll see who the right man for you really is." Then he turned and walked out of that humiliating place. Dragontooth quickly followed. After the two left, Wang Defa casually adjusted his hairstyle, chin raised proudly. "Fight Tang Xiao? You think you deserve to? Uncle alone is enough to wipe you off the map." He clapped his hands. "Okay, the annoying pest is gone. Let's continue celebrating Miss Su's birthday." Everyone in the Su family smiled and resumed the party. Su Muyue stepped up to the cake, closed her eyes, and made a wish. Afterward, the cake was sliced and handed out. She brought a slice to Tang Yu, who still looked like he'd lost his soul. "Try the cake. It's delicious." "Okay." Tang Yu took the cake, tasted it, and nodded. It was good. "Thanks for everything today," Su Muyue said softly. "This is the happiest birthday I've ever had. I'll remember it forever." "It's fine, as long as you're happy." Tang Yu gave a bitter smile. "Guess what I wished for today?" "What?" "Can't tell you," Su Muyue said mischievously. She leaned closer and kissed him on the cheek. Tang Yu froze. Woo! Wang Defa, off to the side, immediately let out a cheer. Perfect. He'd helped Tang Xiao pick up the girl. Tonight, mission complete. Muyue stuck out her tongue with a red face and quickly ran away. Tang Yu touched the spot on his cheek where she'd kissed him. His heart felt complicated. After the party, Tang Yu didn't go home. He stayed in the general manager's office to rest. Wang Defa followed him in, face glowing. Tang Xiao, were you satisfied with tonight? Tang Yu was quiet for a second, then nodded, very satisfied. After staring at Wang Defa for a moment, though, Tang Yu had a realization. This guy, he couldn't keep this Wuzai around. He had underestimated this one. He took a deep breath. Mr. Wang, I've been thinking. With your talents, staying here's a waste. Our family has a new operation in Siberia. You'll be the regional head. Triple the salary. Wang Defa instantly became emotional. Tang Xiao, I can't possibly deserve this. I just did what little I could. But his heart was already soaring. Tang Xiao was too damn good at rewarding people. You earned it. Our Tang family never treats loyal men poorly. Finish your handover tomorrow, then set off. Tang Yu patted him on the shoulder and left the office. Siberia was still too close. Next time, we're sending this guy straight to Syria. As soon as Tang Yu left, Wang Defa jumped up in joy. Promotion! Raise! Again! He couldn't help it. Pulled out his phone, opened the Tang Family Management WeChat group, and started sharing the good news. Brothers helping Tang Xiao pick up girls really works. I just got promoted again, not even a week later. Lesson of the day. When Tang Xiao is picking up a girl, always take the initiative. Anyone dares fight Tang Xiao over a woman, we crush them. Especially that moron named Ye Chen. The group exploded. I got it. Thanks, President Wang. Learning from the best. Ye Chen, right? Copy that. Wang Defa smiled and locked his phone. Uncle can only help you this much. Chapter 33. When Ye Chen and Dragontooth left the hotel, there were still many people lingering around the entrance. They were all excitedly discussing tonight's birthday party. Hearing their chatter, Ye Chen's teeth nearly cracked from how hard he was clenching them. That damn Tang Yu, how dare he humiliate me like this? Dragontooth, pale and trembling, followed closely behind. The first task entrusted to him by the Dragon King ended in this kind of disaster. Thinking back to the moment the Dragon King was ridiculed in front of everyone, Dragontooth broke out in a cold sweat. The Dragon King, enraged, rivers of blood shall flow. The two of them walked some distance away from the hotel and stopped at a nearby park. Dragontooth wiped the sweat off his forehead, then quickly stepped forward with guilt all over his face. Dragon King, today was my failure. I, Dragontooth, accept any punishment. As he spoke, he raised his left hand and aimed it toward his own chest, prepared to self-punish with a strike powered by deep internal force. Ye Chen immediately reached out and caught his wrist. No need. You are my brother, Ye Chen said coldly but firmly. It's just a small matter. Brother. That one word made Dragontooth tremble with emotion. The Dragon King actually called him brother. He didn't even punish him. Dragontooth has only ever been loyal to the Lord once in this life. Now that I serve the Dragon King, I will give everything heart, liver, and brain. Dragontooth was visibly choked up. But this can't go unanswered, Ye Chen said coldly, his eyes narrowing. I want you to gather men immediately. Within 1 week, the Bright Moon Hotel must shut down, and that bastard Wang must die. Having suffered such public humiliation today, if he didn't repay it 100-fold, he wouldn't be called Ye Chen. Understood, Dragontooth sneered. Shutting down a hotel? That was child's play. Then he asked, Dragon King, what about that brat Tang? Don't worry about him for now, Ye Chen said icily. I've already dispatched Ling Han and Qi Yin to approach him. He'll be dead soon enough. Not only was he going to kill Tang Yu, he was going to make him watch the fall of the Tang family before he died. When Dragontooth heard that both Ling Han and Qi Yin were on the job, he grinned. The 8 generals of the Dragon Soul organization, Ye Chen, was of course ranked first. Ling Han and Qi Yin were ranked 3rd and 4th, respectively. Now that the two of them had joined forces, it was as good as a done deal. As for himself, Dragontooth was the 8th general. Though personally chosen by the Dragon King, his strength hadn't quite caught up, so he had long remained in the bottom slot. Many in the organization affectionately, or not so affectionately, called him Old 8. After Dragontooth left, Ye Chen stood alone, his face gloomy, and cursed under his breath. Trash. Back at the Tang household, Tang Yu lay in bed exhausted. Today had truly been a day of high-stakes drama. Just thinking about Ye Chen's face earlier made him sigh. Clearly, the difficulty of surviving in this world had just gone up again. Ding Host has successfully survived the plot. Reward, Qingbao Tianjing, has been granted and auto-learned. The system's voice rang out as soon as Tang Yu lay down. In the next instant, countless strands of traditional Chinese medical knowledge surged into his mind. Groove? The dog system actually showed mercy for once. It gave him such an incredible reward. Directly maxed out his medical skills. He sat up abruptly and looked inward at his body. His vision seemed to penetrate straight through skin and bone. He could now see the flow of meridians. Even the tiniest health problem in his body was clearly visible. He could instantly diagnose issues and select from countless treatments. Acupuncture, herbal formulas, moxibustion, tuina. In short, his current medical skill level was top tier in all of China. And yet, despite such a grand reward, Tang Yu didn't immediately celebrate. This dog system was never that generous without a catch. System, Tang Yu asked suspiciously in his heart. What's up with this Qingbao Tianjing? You hiding something? The system shot back with a grumpy tone. Stop being paranoid. Why would I give you anything shady? You think I run some black market clinic? Cut the crap. You gave me that hotel just to bury me, don't think I forgot. Tang Yu snorted. The system promptly went silent. Seeing that it was pretending to be dead again, Tang Yu decided to play it safe and not publicly use these medical skills for now. Who knew what kind of trap the dog system was planning? Soon he fell asleep. In his dreams, he saw Wang Yixue and Su Muyue both wearing bunny suits, wrestling over who got to snuggle him. Just when Tang Yu was both suffering and enjoying it, someone was gently patting his face and calling his name. Brother Tang Yu, get up and eat breakfast. That sweet voice jolted him awake. He opened his eyes and was instantly greeted by a sea of white. At that moment, a certain quote from Yasuo drifted into his mind. I have climbed mountains and entered valleys, and both taught me much. The interpretation may not be quite right, but Tang Yu felt the meaning was close enough. Zhang Xiaoyue was standing beside his bed. Today she was wearing a JK schoolgirl outfit, pure and sweet face, petite frame, but that development? Outrageous. She leaned over to shake Tang Yu awake, her hands on his face. So when he opened his eyes and saw her from that angle, he froze. Xiaoyue, you're testing me. He caught himself just in time. Quickly switched gears. Good morning. Why are you here? I came to visit Grandpa Tang, Zhang Xiaoyu said, sticking out her tongue. Didn't he have stomach trouble again? Then she poked his face and asked, what test were you talking about just now? I didn't say anything. Must have been sleep talking. Tang Yu shook his head vigorously. Sister, seriously, pay attention to your image. Early morning and you let a pure-hearted boy like me see this. Is this okay? It's just too appropriate. You're so petite, must have concentrated all your nutrients. No wonder they say, when a girl lowers her head and can't see her feet, she's heaven grade. Zhang Xiaoyue's face turned beet red. Hearing his inner thoughts again, she glanced down at her collar, then quickly stood up straight and backed away. Blushing hard, she huffed, Hurry up and eat breakfast. Auntie asked me to call you. All right, just step out for a minute. I need to get dressed. Tang Yu, being a true sleeper, was used to sleeping stark naked. He wasn't about to get up in front of her. Zhang Xiaoyue stuck out her tongue and dashed out of the room. Once outside, she rubbed her face and mumbled to herself, Brother Tang Yu has turned bad. Since hearing his thoughts last time, she'd been curious. That's why she came by to visit Grandpa Tang and dropped in to check on someone. Now she'd confirmed it, all right? But it was a bit embarrassing. She didn't want her chest to grow that much, you know? It made walking kind of exhausting. Chapter 34. After washing up, Tang Yu took Zhang Xiaoyue downstairs for breakfast. As they walked toward the dining room, a long-haired young man with a ponytail was already seated, eating. When he saw Tang Yu, he immediately stood up and greeted him. Brother Dr. Zhang, long time no see. Tang Yu paused for a moment upon seeing him, then smiled and nodded. A long time no see. Come on, eat before it gets cold. After breakfast, let's go visit Grandpa together. The ponytailed young man enthusiastically helped set out the dishes and chopsticks for the two of them. Tang Yu sat down, quietly eating his breakfast, his eyes occasionally drifting toward the man, with the ponytail smiling as if nothing were wrong. This guy who called him brother wasn't actually his real brother, but the son of his second uncle Tang Yu. Tang Yu had quite an impression of this guy. In the original plot, shortly after Tang Yu's death, old Master Tang was so devastated he fell gravely ill. Tang Yu's parents used everything they had to seek revenge, but no matter how strong the Tang family was, they couldn't match the Son of Destiny. Ye Chen had the Dragon Soul organization behind him, a force leagues above the Tang family. Playing the pig to eat the tiger only works when you've got serious backing. And this Tang Yu, who had been quietly suppressing his ambition, seized the opportunity. He defected to Ye Chen, stabbed the Tang family in the back, and became the Dragon King's loyal lapdog. The Tang family's downfall? He played a major part in it. I gotta find an opportunity to bury this guy. Tang Yu muttered internally. The Tang family's trillions in assets are the finale rewards this dog wants to steal. Sure, I can't go head-to-head with the Son of Destiny, but you, a two-faced snake, perfect target for a backstab. Uncle loves bullying the soft and fearing the hard. Zhang Xiaoyue looked up from her porridge and blinked at Tang Yu, a little confused. Brother Tang Yu, who are you planning to bury? After breakfast, the three of them went out to the courtyard to visit old Master Tang. When they arrived, the old man was sitting in a grand Taishi chair, hunched forward over a phone. The sound of game characters fighting and shouting echoed from the speakers. He was grimacing and cursing under his breath. Damn it, can't even play a bruiser properly? Shooter, are you in elementary school? Why are you ranked gaming during school hours? Useless trash. Even at 80, I could outplay this brain-dead team. The three of them stood frozen for a moment, clearly thunderstruck. This old man was unexpectedly trendy. After the match ended, old Master Tang set his phone down and clutched his chest. Grandpa, you really shouldn't be playing games. It's bad for your health, Tang Yu quickly said, stepping forward. All right, Grandpa Tang, you've got to take care of yourself. You need to rest more, Grandpa. Zhang Xiaoyue also chimed in. Yeah, fine. I'll uninstall it. Old Master Tang nodded, deleted the app from his phone, and tossed it on the table, clearly still fuming. Here, drink some tea and relax. I'll check your pulse, Zhang Xiaoyue offered. She poured a cup of tea with a gentle hand, then sat down beside him to feel his wrist. Tang Yu, meanwhile, silently observed his grandfather. Thanks to the Qingbao Tianjing, he didn't even need to take a pulse. Just one look, and Grandpa's stomach problem is chronic. Right now, there's clearly cold qi wrapping around his stomach. According to the Qingbao Tianjing, it's a classic case of stomach yin deficiency, caused by yin deficiency and insufficient nourishment. The best treatment? A warming remedy using a century-old black Ganoderma lucidum as the lead herb, combined with 6 auxiliary ingredients like huang jingsha ginseng to make an herbal tea taken over a month. Still, can I really trust this Qingbao Tianjing? Zhang Xiaoyue's hand, still on old Master Tang's wrist, slightly trembled. She glanced at Tang Yu in astonishment. He actually knows medicine? And he didn't even need to take a pulse. He just stood there and figured it all out. That's the highest tier of Chinese medicine, the Shen level. Seeing through the body with the naked eye alone. And Grandpa always told her, no one has reached the Shen realm in hundreds of years. As for the Qingbao Tianjing, that was the legendary holy grail of Chinese medicine. As a traditional medicine fanatic, Zhang Xiaoyue couldn't help swallowing hard. She really wanted to sit down and have an in-depth discussion with Brother Tang Yu. Moon girl, how's it looking? Old Master Tang asked, noticing she'd gone quiet. Oh, yes, it's due to stomach yin deficiency, she said, coming back to her senses. Grandpa Tang, have you been feeling dry-mouthed or queasy lately? Yeah, same old problem. Zhang Xiaoyue gave a sweet smile. But this kind of chronic issue calls for warmth-based treatment. I'll prepare a special herbal tea for you. It just needs a century-old black Ganoderma lucidum as a lead ingredient. We don't have it right now, but I can have it sent from abroad. It should arrive the day after tomorrow. I'll have Brother Tang Yu pick it up from my house when it arrives. After hearing Tang Yu's prescription earlier, she analyzed it and found it shockingly effective, with virtually no side effects. Most medicine carries some toxicity, but this formula doesn't harm the body at all. That's the true pinnacle of medicine. Healing without hurting. It really is the Qingbao Tianjing. Tang Yu blinked, a little surprised. Wait, the herbal tea she's planning, is it the same one he just thought up? Maybe. Maybe the Qingbao Tianjing really isn't a pit trap? Good, have that rascal visit your grandfather while he's at it. Old Master Tang smiled and nodded. Perfect, my grandfather's been talking about Brother Tang Yu recently, Zhang Xiaoyue said, eyes twinkling. Now she had the perfect excuse to ask him about medicine. After chatting a bit, she bid farewell and returned to the medical clinic. Once she left, old Master Tang turned his gaze to the two boys. Well, do you two have something else? Grandpa, I'd like to go work at Merlot Foods, Tang Yu said. Merlot Foods was one of the Tang Group's core companies. and it had been doing quite well in recent years. Old Master Tang didn't immediately respond. Tang Yu, being the second son of the Tang family, had spent years working in a subsidiary far from the core businesses. His father had once committed a serious offense, attempting to embezzle company funds and secretly transfer assets into his own name. If it weren't for Tang Yu's family begging for mercy, the Tang family would have severed ties with them completely. Old Master Tang pondered a moment, then pointed at Tang Yu. Ask your brother. He's in charge of the Tang group now. Tang Yu smiled gently and looked at Tang Yu. Big brother, what do you think? If I'm not capable enough, I can start in middle management and work my way up. Tang Yu smiled and put an arm around his shoulder. No problem. I trust your ability. From now on, our family's future depends on both of us working hard together. Dash, starting to play the loyal family man, huh? Well, let's see how long you last. I know what kind of snake you really are. Tang Yu smiled outwardly but inwardly. This cousin? Harmless on the surface, but rotten to the core. Chapter 35. Thank you, brother. I'll definitely live up to your trust. Tang Yu said gratefully, then turned to old Master Tang. Since your brother agrees, do it well. Don't let us down again, the old man said indifferently. He was getting older and didn't want to cling to past grudges. After all, family was still family. Thank you, Grandpa. Then I'll head to the company and start getting familiar with the work. Tang Yu quickly bowed and excused himself. As soon as he stepped out the Tang family gates, however, his expression darkened and a trace of resentment flashed in his eyes. He was also a member of the Tang family. So why did he always feel like a servant around them? Why was that old man so partial to Tang Yu? Where exactly had he lost to him? In looks, Tang Yu might be a little taller, but in talent? No way. Back in the college entrance exam, I was only 500 points away from full marks. With a cold snort, he started the engine of his Porsche and drove toward Merlot Foods, one of the Tang family's core businesses. Tang Yu was really stupid to hand this over to me. Since you've given me the knife, don't blame me when I use it. Besides, Ye Chen had already promised. As long as he cooperated, once Tang Yu died, everything in the Tang family would be his. After Tang Yu left, old Master Tang's gaze deepened. He lit an old tobacco pipe, puffed twice, then looked toward Tang Yu and said slowly, Su Hang's been a little unstable lately. Keep your eyes open. Got it, Grandpa. I'll stay sharp. Tang Yu nodded. This old man was the Tang family's anchor-wise and discerning. Clearly, he'd seen some things. But as for Tang Yu already had a plan for that backstabber. After leaving home, Tang Yu drove back to Tang Group headquarters. As soon as he walked into his office, he saw two girls in professional outfits tidying up the desks. Tang Xiao! The short-haired girl looked up and immediately greeted him with a sweet smile. Lulu, haven't seen you in a few days, and you've gotten fat again. Huh? Where am I fat? She asked with wide eyes. I weighed myself last night, same as always. Here. Tang Yu gestured toward his chest with a grin. Lulu blushed, let out a coquettish snort, and rolled her eyes at him flirtatiously. Tang Yu chuckled to himself. The Tang group had no shortage of pretty women. He liked to flirt a little when he was bored, as long as it wasn't one of the main female leads. It was just harmless teasing. Of course, this only worked if you were rich and handsome. If not, don't try this at home. Tang Xiao, this is our new secretary, Qi Yin. She's done with training and starting officially today. Lulu gestured beside her. Hello, Tang Xiao, Qi Yin greeted politely. Her eyes flickered with a trace of hidden disgust as she glanced at Tang Yu. Welcome to the Tang Group family, Qi Yin. Tang Yu smiled, walking over to shake her hand. She had a delicate oval face, soft willow leaf eyebrows, and pure, bright eyes that sparkled with innocence. If full score was 100, her looks hit a solid 95. Whew, this girl's gorgeous. That petite, gentle vibe is next level. Just a shame she's an A-cup. If we ever got married, wouldn't the kids starve? If only she had half of Xiao Yu's resources. Qi Yin, still shaking his hand, suddenly froze. What the hell? Was that his inner thoughts? Feel free to ask me anything work-related. I'm very kind to girls, so no need to be nervous. Tang Yu smiled, patting her on the shoulder. Tang Xiao, I'll get going. Free tonight? Come over for dinner? I bought a nice bottle of red wine. Lulu winked at him with a sultry smile. Got something tonight, rain check. Tang Yu waved her off. These days, men need to protect themselves, too. I believe you bought red wine. Just not sure if you'll pour it or use it to knock me out. Qi Yin's eyes sparkled again. Okay, that was definitely not an illusion. She really could hear this guy's inner voice, which made her thrilled. Her mission was to infiltrate the Tang group and investigate its secrets. If she could hear this guy's thoughts, then wasn't that mission already halfway done? Tang Yu sat at his desk, booted up his computer, and opened a business doc. Then his eyes suddenly sharpened. Qiyin? Wait a second. Qiyin? Isn't she that infiltrator Ye Chen planted? Damn, I was so busy messing around with Lulu, I almost forgot. Still, based on her looks, yep, it's gotta be her. Qiyin stiffened. She was shocked, and also incredibly embarrassed. Can this guy stop bringing up her A-cup every time he thinks? She wanted to punch him, but also needed to be careful. Her identity was blown. What was worse, she'd already revealed herself in front of him. Dangerous. Very dangerous. Stay calm. Don't panic. Don't act rashly. Qiyin took a breath, adjusted her posture, and smiled sweetly. Tang Xiao, anything I can do for you? Go brew me a pot of tea. Tang Yu assigned the task casually, already planning his next move. In the original storyline, the Tang group's downfall came from two major leaks, Tang Ruoyu and Qiyin. Qiyin wasn't just competent, she was also a world-class hacker. Ye Chen had sent her in specifically to steal intel. So you're here for confidential documents, huh? Fine. I'll forge a few. Let's see you steal fake data back to your master. Qiyin, preparing the tea, nearly choked. You think I can't tell the difference between real and fake? What do you take me for? Tang Yu, smiling faintly, began altering a confidential file with a few keystrokes. After forging the data, he printed it, slipped it into a folder, and left it on the desk. Qiyin, take this to General Manager Zhou in business. Yes, sir. Qiyin handed over the tea and took the file. Her expression was calm, but her eyes screamed disdain. Hook, line, and sinker? You wish. Elmao, here, take this fake file. I've got a whole pile ready for you to steal over the next few days. You're actually helping me sabotage Ye Chen. You're welcome. After all, that guy's your real enemy. My Tang family was good to your father. You should really repay that kindness. Qiyin's hand trembled. What? The Dragon King is her enemy? And the Tang family. Once helped her father. Chapter 36. At this moment, Qiyin could barely contain herself. She wanted to ask him right now, what did he mean? But when she opened her mouth, no sound came out. Leaving the office in a daze, Qiyin's whole mind was spinning, confused, restless, and unsure. She had been raised in the Dragon Soul organization from a young age, trained by Ye Chen's master, loyal to Ye Chen almost by design. But she had always wondered, who were her parents? Were they still alive? Had they abandoned her? Or was there something more? For years, she had searched, dug through records, cracked databases, and found nothing. No names, no clues, as if her parents never existed. She had nearly given up. But then Tang Yu, a single stray comment from him had thrown her world into chaos. Why is the Dragon King your enemy? What does your family have to do with the Tang family? How much more does he know? Dozens of questions swirled in her head like a storm. After taking a deep breath, she forcibly calmed herself. One thing at a time. Investigate the Tang family first. If the Tang family really had something to do with her father, she'd find out. She had to. At that moment, her phone rang. She glanced down Ye Chen. Heart clenching, she hurried to the rooftop of the office building and answered quietly. Dragon King, what are your orders? Qiyin. Ye Chen's voice came through calm but sharp. What's the status of your investigation? She hesitated a moment. I've already obtained the first set of information. I'll send it to you shortly. Good. As expected, you're the one I can rely on most. Ye Chen's tone relaxed, even turning sly. As long as you finish your mission before Linghan does, you can be my woman before her. Qiyin froze. She didn't know how to respond. Woman? Just a few hours ago, she might have blushed and said yes, or at least played along. But now, with everything Tang Yu had revealed, her entire mindset had shifted. And suddenly, Ye Chen's promise sounded more like a threat than a reward. Hello? Why aren't you saying anything? Ye Chen's voice grew colder. Qiyin snapped back to reality. Sorry, I thought someone was coming. I'll send the info now. And she quickly hung up. Without another word, she snapped a few photos of the forged documents in her hand and then delivered them to the business department. When she returned, Tang Yu was casually sitting at his desk, typing away. He glanced up and smiled faintly. She must have copied it already. Hilarious. They say small chests mean small brains, and A-Cup here isn't proving that wrong. No wonder she and Ye Chen's psycho master keep getting fooled. Poor thing. Qiyin's eye twitched. Can he please stop talking about A-Cups? I swear I'll punch him. But she was past the point of disbelief. Tang Yu knew everything, even Ye Chen's master's existence. There was no way he was bluffing now. And the fact that she could hear his thoughts, it wasn't a curse anymore. It was a revelation. Suddenly, Tang Yu stretched, cracked his neck, and turned to her. Oh, right, new task. We're planning to enter the game market. I need you to help investigate. How? She was immediately suspicious. Tang Yu turned on the massive flat-screen TV on the wall and booted up a gaming console. There are 25 games here, all the hottest titles on the market. I need you to clear them all and write me daily reports. Also, snacks and milk tea are on the house. Any takeout orders will be reimbursed. If you're tired, you can sleep in the lounge next door. Take this seriously. Yin blinked. She wasn't sure if he was serious. Come on now, don't slack off. There's office surveillance, I'll know. With a very professional face, Tang Yu left the room. Can't have her transferred and causing trouble elsewhere. Best plan? Let her play games and stay busy all day. She can't betray me if she's too addicted to Overcooked. Yin just stared at the console. Then, reluctantly, she picked up the controller. By the time she cleared her first level, she had completely forgotten her confusion. July 13th, play games. July 14th, play games. July 15th, play games. July 16th, Yin, what are you even doing? Investigate something already. July 17th, play more games. Bright Moon Hotel, 12th floor. Room 1207, knock knock. A young maid stood outside the room, knocking softly. Hello, guest. It's been over 2 hours past your checkout time. Are you still there? Checkout was at 1:09 p.m. It was now nearly 3. Per hotel policy, they had to enter after 2 hours of no contact. Knock knock. Still no response. She used the master keycard to open the door. A blast of icy air hit her. The air conditioning was cranked unnaturally high. She shivered and looked toward the bathroom. The light was still on. She stepped closer, then screamed. There was a woman in the bathtub. The water had turned red with blood. Paramedics arrived within minutes. No, she's gone. Even after emergency efforts, it was clear. The woman had died. Word spread fast. Someone had died in Bright Moon Hotel. Guests panicked. Many checked out immediately. Tang Yu, upon hearing the news, rushed over. By the time he arrived, the new general manager, Zhao Li, was already waiting with a pale face. Tang Xiao, this is my fault. I had just taken over. Relax, it's not your fault. Tang Yu patted his shoulder. What's the situation? The scene's locked down. Police have ruled it a likely suicide. But, Zhao Li leaned in closer. They found the victim's hair missing, as if someone took it. But there's no surveillance footage of anyone entering the room. Tang Yu frowned deeply. The Bright Moon Hotel was elite. This kind of incident had never happened before. And now suicide, missing hair, no surveillance. He lit a cigarette and sat down to think. And suddenly one name came to mind. Dragon Tooth.
Hey there, boys and girls. I am the story guy. Thanks for listening. The story doesn't end here. There's more to uncover, more secrets to expose, and more crazy stuff to share on the way. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what happens next. We're just getting started.